Hello everyone, I'm Aldish and I'll be here Mandemon for PC. So the game came out yesterday. Yeah, the developer, it's the same as the poster. The problem is that the name is in Chinese or it's Japanese, I don't know. So I don't know how you pronounce that. It's over here down left. As you can see, it says 2023, but the name is over there if I'm not mistaken. So this is a visual novel, but it looks interesting. For when I saw it, like yeah, it has a potential. So let us start and see. It has branching choice, that will make different endings, stuff like that. So the cold and ruthless water hit me, waking me up from a deep slumber. Hey, what time do you plan on sleeping in until? Wake up! Rubbing my eyes, I saw a man standing in front of me. The strong light coming through the huge window behind him made me feel extremely dizzy. His figure was obscured by the light shining through the window, making it difficult to see his features. Get up! He repeated it again, his tone filled with impatience. So we are Satomi Shigeuki? Huh? With no other choice, I struggled to prop up my own body. Surrounding me was a mysterious still space. The air was filled with an unbearable smell, a mixture of rust and stench of something decaying. The wall is covered in chaotic symbols and strange markings, emitting a mysterious and ominous atmosphere. The scene before me is very confusing. What happened? Where am I? My head hurts. My heart started to beat anxiously, and a wave of dizziness hit me, as if an invisible barrier was blocking the emergence of my memory. The guy standing right in front of me had this mocking smirk on his face, and the bucket of water he was holding was still dripping. It seemed that he was undoubtedly the guy who poured water on me. Hey, Satomi, what's the matter with you? While other classmates are working, you are just sleeping here like a log? I'm feeling ashamed for our country because of you. Is this how you dare to call yourself a true Japanese man? Today I will make sure to engrave a lasting lesson in your memory. Have you adequately prepared yourself? The man suddenly acted without any warning and raised his fist, preparing to strike me. Wait, wait a minute, Sakaguchi-senpai. At this moment, a short hairy girl appeared in my line of sight. Huh? Teacher knows about the fact that Satomi-kun is resting here, so this guy is Sakaguchi. Did Inoue allow it? Yes. Got it. But don't think for a second that Inoue's approval exempts from mine. Next time you better damn well report to me too. Why? Why do I have to listen to a man with such a bad attitude? What? It must be because of Satomi's amnesia again, right? Please don't mind. A contradictory expression appeared on the man's face. Ch, a weakling like you needs a woman to speak up for you. Shame of you. The man left grumbling. Phew, it could be worse. When the Sakaguchi gets angry, it can be really terrifying. I carefully observed the girl in front of me. She's wrapped in bandage and has a slightly melancholic expression on her face. She's wearing a slightly worn out school uniform, so she may be a student. Excuse me. I tentatively asked her. Oh, so she's Urashima Horiko. Huh? You've forgotten who I am again? I'm Urashima Horiko. I'm sorry, but I really can't remember. It seems like you have been forgetful ever since you fell in the field last time. Mr. Kisaragi said that you have amnesia and need time to recover. At that moment, I felt like something was stuck in my throat and my tongue was unusually dry. It seemed like she picked up on my unease. Ah, by the way, you are still very thirsty, aren't you? Yes, my throat. You suddenly fainted during the farming course, and everyone say you had dehydration. I finally found some water for you to drink, but it was taken by Sakaguchi-senpai. Well, so that water was meant for me to drink. It's almost time for the gathering. Let's go back and meet our classmates. We can have water to drink once we get back to the school. Until then, let's endure it for a while. She said it calmly, which made me feel relieved. I see. I followed her and together we pushed open the cold iron gate and walked out. What the hell? What place this is? The scene before me makes me involuntarily gasp in cold air. Here seems to be an abandoned and desolate station, with endless wastelands stretching to the horizon. In the mist, one can vaguely see towering mountains standing in the distance. The uninhabited buildings are collapsed and ruined, with plants stubbornly growing on the ruins, covering the trace of human existence. I hurriedly followed to catch up with Urashima's figure before it disappeared into the fog. Why is it foggy now? There was clearly sunshine at noon. It might rain tomorrow. I noticed her expression was indifferent, as she was already accustomed to all of this. Huh? She noticed my abnormality. What's wrong? Where is this place? Where is this place? She repeated my words verbatim. It seemed she didn't understand my question. Why is it like this? Wasn't it supposed to be like this? Huh? This right here is our class makeshift resting place. We sat on this spot since the building might collapse. I turned around and looked behind me, where an abandoned train carriage sat, its surface covered in rusty and corroded marks. Let's go. This foggy weather is so gloomy. It must be very dangerous at night, and there may even be wild animals around. She waved her hand, gesturing for me to move forward. I had no choice but to obediently follow behind her. Interesting. Holy shit. We followed the railroad tracks and arrived at the desolate town. The walls of many houses had collapsed and the remains of buildings were scattered throughout the entire street. A thick fog hung in the air, shrouding the entire town in a veil of gloom. Watch your step, don't trip again. Urashima turned her head and reminded. Are the other classmates in this town? No, this place used to be Henkai Town. It underwent a dreadful air raid a long time ago and no one lives here anymore. No wonder there is no trace of human existence here. Only the sound of my footsteps and those of Urashima echoed through this empty street. We got across this street to reach to the Henkai National Park. All our classmates from the class are over there picking weeds and rocks, getting ready for spring planting. Last year's harvest was poor. This year everyone is mentally extremely tense. I see. You don't seem to be in a good state. Did you not rest well earlier? It's okay, I'm just feeling a little uncomfortable. Why? It's nothing. I was just wondering why the town looks like this. This is how Henkai Town has always been. Even before we were born, Henkai Town looked like this. I have a strange feeling that I've seen this place before it turned into ruins. Did you see the original appearance of Henkai Town in your dream? Maybe. Is your arm injured? Yes. Urashima gripped the bandage on her arm, a hint of exhaustion flickering across her pale face. Don't worry, it's just a minor injury. In this season, us girls need to work in the fields too. I better recover soon. Whoa, it's very cool. We passed by a stretch of river. Maybe I can grab some water to drink? The river meanders through the ruins and its surface is devoid of any flowing ripples. The entire expanse of water looks as smooth as a mirror. The air around the river was permeated with a strong stench of decay, suggesting stagnant water. As I was walking along the road, my foot accidentally hit a stone by the roadside, sending it tumbling into the river. Ripples began to spread across the water surface. Be careful, keep some distance from the river. Okay. Even if you are really thirsty, it's better not to drink. Perhaps sensing that I had been staring at the river, Urashima remarked to me, I won't drink. The color of the river water displayed an eerie grey-brown hue, reminiscent of a symbol of lifelessness. It is said that there used to be a military factory nearby, and after it was abandoned, pollutants were directly discharged into the river. Is that so? Well, water resources are very precious. Normally you can only drink boiled rainwater, and even so, it's not uncommon for some of our classmates to get poisoned from drinking contaminated water. There is no hospital or professional doctor nearby, so being poisoned means certain death. We must be very careful. I see. Jesus. My gaze was drawn to the graffiti on the distant wall. The graffiti is intertwined and form a star-shaped pattern, as if it was some kind of emblem. I cast my gaze towards the inner wall, and there stood a dilapidated structure. What's that symbol for? Well, Urashima hesitated to speak further. I'm also not quite sure, maybe just some scribbles? I see. Anyways, don't get too close to those buildings, because they might collapse. Well, occasionally, there are some less desirable individuals lurking around. You mean bandits, robbers, armored rebels, fanatical religious extremists, and the like. They sometimes use graffiti as signals. She gazed into the distance. I've heard that there are stationary troops not far from Henkai, which should provide some degree of protection. Anyways, there's nothing of value here, so there shouldn't be too many people watching this place. I feel a bit uneasy inside. Let's go. Jesus Christ, this place. We made our way through a cluster of buildings and our vision gradually expanded. Have we not arrived at Henkai Park yet? Are you feeling a little tired? We have already arrived at our destination. Look over there. I gazed into the direction she was pointing. Before me lay a desolate field. The sky was overcast and a thick fog hung about the area. Some fellow youths who appeared to be my age were bending low to work the land. Hey, Shigoeki and Horiko. I was just thinking of looking for you too. A masculine figure with short hair approached us. His gaze was gentle, leaving us with a feeling of warmth and reliability. It seemed like he was very familiar with me, but I couldn't remember who he was. I looked at Horiko with confusion. This is Tsunaga Keiichi. You two shared the same dorm room. Ah, I see. Is it that again? I got it. I'll take care of him. By the way, I saw Sakaguchi coming your way. Did he cause any problems for you? No. Yeah, after all, you are over there. The expression of Horiko's face became complex. I'll go to the girls' gathering point first. Okay, we are about to disband now. See you later. Horiko departed towards the direction where the girls were gathering. Sakaguchi found our new secret hideout again. We'll have to find a new place to chill. Is it because of me? Huh? Ah, no, it's not because of you. Don't worry about it. Our classmates should also have a place to take a breather. Everyone is not a machine and the rules from the higher hubs have been getting stricter recently. Who is that Sakaguchi person? You forgot again, didn't you? He's the student council's enforcer, part of the discipline committee, in charge of keeping an eye on us. If he catches us goofing off, he'll definitely give us a good thrashing, you know. You've also been on the receiving end of his beatings quite a few times. About my amnesia. It's okay, take your time to recover. We'll all help you. As I met his eyes filled with a pity that cut me deep, I couldn't help but feel the weight of the world pressing down on me. As I watched my classmates busily work in the fields, it struck me that as thin and weak individual, I might be considered an oddity. That man Sakaguchi had even called me weakling. I couldn't help but wonder what my other classmates thought of me. This sentiment spread in my heart, causing me great discomfort. Well, you know, today's progress is pretty good. We managed to weed out all the grass around here. We are aiming to expand our cultivation area this year, so nobody will have to go hungry. Did he see through my thoughts? He started to change the topic. Looks like we are in for some rain tomorrow. After days of grueling work, everyone's hanging on by a thread. It's moments like these that make you wonder when we'll ever catch a break. At this moment, he turned his head to gaze at the electric pole standing by the edge of the field. Strange. What's wrong? Did you hear the sound? Urgent announcement. We are now broadcasting urgent announcement. Huh? Urgent announcement? The students around me were busy stooping. Should be busy stooping and working. Also became uneasy. They stopped what they were doing and looked up at the speaker. Could it be that your prank got found out by the higher ups? A male student with one eye partially covered by his hair walked over slowly. Hey, can't you just keep your mouth shut? Oh hey, Satomi, you're back. Yeah. Satomi's amnesia has recovered. Oh, I see. I'm Kobayashi Mori, the class representative for daily life. This is an urgent announcement from Henkai Academy. To all students currently in the midst of their farming course, please evacuate immediately and make your way back to Henkai Academy. This is a repeated announcement. Due to an emergency situation, please evacuate immediately and make your way back to Henkai Academy. Emergency situation? Everything seems normal around here. Is there something happening at school? Well, just follow the usual routine and everything will be fine. Why bother thinking too much about it? Hey, have all the guys here caught up yet? Hey Kobayashi, is everyone from class 3 here yet? We are all present and accounted for, Sakaguchi-senpai. Make sure they don't fall behind. I'll go check the situation of girls. Yes, thank you for your hard work. Sako found who knows nothing but kissing up to Sakaguchi. Huh? Who? It's that guy Kobayashi. Who else? Don't you think it's disgusting the way he kisses Sakaguchi ass? Ah my god, this hard indeed. Indeed, you can tell that Kobayashi treats Sakaguchi differently than others, right? Kobayashi, because he's thin and weak, was always bullied by other students before. So you wanted someone like Sakaguchi as his backer, which I can understand, but I just don't like that guy Sakaguchi. He's a bully and most students are miserable because of him. Huh? Hey, Sakaguchi had returned to his place without anyone knowing, and without a word, he swung his fist and struck Tsunaga's face. Tsunaga lost his balance and fell to the ground. Sakaguchi glared at the fallen Tsunaga with eyes filled with disdain. He's stalking behind someone back like a man does. Sakaguchi's words cast a heavy silence upon the surrounding air. His gaze swept over the other students, who all bowed their heads, afraid to speak. Tsunaga-kun. It's okay, I'm fine. Tsunaga stood up and gestured with his hand for me not to speak. There is no mention in the school regulations about not allowing behind-the-back evaluations. The election of the discipline committee is also determined by the students. As a member of this year's committee, shouldn't you be paying close attention to how you are being evaluated by the students? Huh? School regulations, do you even have the right to utter those words? I am well aware of what you have done. Prepare yourself, as those matters cannot be resolved with just a punch. That matter? What should I ask? I'm gonna say the first one. What did Sakaguchi mean? Let's discuss when we get back to the dormitory. I don't know if that one was good or not, say. Should I be silent? I followed the rest of my classmates and walked for about half an hour in the dense and mysterious forest. We came across a sign that said hiking trail and turned up the mountain from there. As we continued along the hiking path, my body gradually grew tired and my pace slowed down. You look tired. Everyone alright? How far is the school from here? Have you seen the fortress over there? I see it. The school is built nearby. I followed his gaze and looked over. It is said that a military unit was on station there, but now it has been abandoned. I stood there in silence, listening to his words while my eyes fixated on the towering structure in the distance. For some reason, a feeling of unease washed over me, as if I were being weighed down by something I couldn't quite grasp. The school strict forbids students from entering that fortress. If they catch you, simply saying I lost my memory won't be enough to get off the hook. I probably won't go over there. I got my speech and caught up with the group, walking along the mountain path for another half an hour, until we finally arrived at a spacious clearing on the mountainside. A heavy, stifling atmosphere hung in the air. I stopped, wiping away sweat from my brow, trying my best to extinguish the anxiety within me. The mist gradually dissipated, revealing an ancient wooden school building before our eyes. I started blankly at the wooden school building in front of me, desperately searching for its memories in my mind. Henkai Akami, this is the place where we spent nearly 10 years. You haven't blanked on that, right? I shook my head silently. Only very vague impressions. No, I still can't remember. Most students have been forced to be placed in this school since elementary, separated from their families. That's cruel, because all the adults have to go to the front lines, and after we graduate, we'll also leave here to go to the front lines. The front lines, who are we fight against? It is said that we are simultaneously at war with many countries. I'm also not very clear about the current situation. The information from the rear is always lacking. I look at the students around me, walking towards the school direction with blank expressions, as if they were puppets. Do we have to walk this long mountain road every day to work? Well, we can't grow crops up in the mountains, but we have long gotten used to it. All students from each class, please return to the school and gather in the auditorium after the break. Class monitors, please gather in the conference room. Upon reading the school announcement, everyone walked straight through the school gate. The interior of the school appeared somewhat antiquated, yet meticulously designed, exuding a sense of bygone era. Students entered the school gate one after another, their faces tinged with unease. A short-haired girl in school uniform hurriedly passed by us, but upon noticing us, she stopped in her tracks. Hi, Satomi, how are you feeling? Huh? Satomi has lost his memories again. Is that so? Looks like it will trouble you again to take care of him. It's so kind of you to say so, but it's my pleasure. I am Utsugi. Utsugi I am, the class monitor. Although it may sound strange to say so, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. The class monitors are going to the conference room for a meeting now, so I'll excuse myself. Huh? What happened? I must say I'm also very curious to know what happened. It seems that we have never held school-wide meeting in the evening before, from what I recall. Now that you mention it, in other words, there is a necessity for such an urgent gathering. Could it be an enemy attack? Who knows? Anyway, you should all gather in the auditorium first, understood? After saying that, Utsugi early left. But the class monitor really cares about you. Is that so? Indeed, with so many students, she only inquires about your well-being. Could it be that she has taken a liking to you? How cool that be? But I don't even remember anything about her. Just kidding, just kidding. What should I say to Naga? I'm gonna say this one. She does seem like a nice person. After speaking, I felt a bit embarrassed, so I could only lower my head and glance at Tsunaga's reaction from the corner of my eye. So, you think the same way, huh? She has a calm personality and a logical way of thinking. However, she transferred from another stronghold a few times ago. Since we haven't had much time to bond, I gotta admit, it's hard for me to fully trust her. Another stronghold? Ah, you didn't know. Even rare areas like ours can become targets from enemy bombings, huh? But Rinkai is built too discreetly, so there is a guarantee of safety. Today emergency meeting, does it have something to do with the enemy bombings? Hmm. Didn't they say we have to go to the auditorium? You say, let's go. Of course I'm gonna say about the girl, it's like, come on. At the same time, with the bombings, we need to look at the girls, like, Jesus. Okay. When we arrive at the auditorium, the sky had already turned completely dark. Inside the dimly lit wooden auditorium, only a few lamps flickered, enveloping the entire space in an atmosphere of gloom. A deep resonating vibration emanated from underground, resembling the sound of maturing emotion. The colossal mechanical noise, akin to the low growl of a beast, filled us with unease, and the students around us whispered in nurtured voice, speculated about the possibility of some secretive military apparatus being activated. I had intended to approach Tsunaga and have a chat to alleviate my inner unease. However, Tsunaga was engrossed in a serious conversation with other classmates, and I didn't want to disturb them, so I gave up on the idea. Returning to my original spot, the unease in my heart grew increasingly intense. What should I do? I can go for Huriku, Urashima Huriku, look at the other students, hide in the corner. Well, this will be a little bit stupid, like not talking to nobody, you know. Look at the other students, like, could be interesting, I don't know if you could find someone, but I think I'm gonna say A. I recall the bandaged girl I saw during the day. She should be in this auditorium too, right? Where could she be? I scanned through the numb high students and spotted her frail figure. As she noticed me approaching, her previous troubled expression eased. Satami-kun. Hey, good evening. Have you regained your memories? Not yet, but being with you makes me feel at ease, so... Hey, it seems that even if memories are lost, feelings are not easily forgotten, huh? If that's the case, then... Yeah, because neither of us can be of much help to everyone. We basically stick together in farming chores. Is that really the reason? Because we are both weak and frail? That's why we have become outcasts in our class? Don't be discouraged. I feel that even in such situations, there must be a place where we can be useful. Senpai told me that after graduation, students with excellent exam results have the opportunity to work in the National Research Institute. So I study late every day. Someone like me should also contribute to the country. I have to work hard. Hmm. I think this is strange. Can I go to the research institute? Can I also go? Well, if you study hard, who knows? Then I will study hard too, and in the future we can go to the same research institute. Heh, that sounds good. If you work hard, you never know. It might come true. But what about your amnesia, Satami-kun? If I have amnesia, no matter how hard I study, I will forget it all. It's really troubling. Hey, don't worry, graduation is still far away. You'll definitely recover before then. I heard that Mr. Kisaragi used to be a military doctor in the army. He will surely be able to cure you. Although I don't remember who Mr. Kisaragi is, I have a feeling that he is an impressive person. At that moment, I felt someone bump into my body. Oh god, this guy again? I struggled to maintain my balance and not fall, and when I turned around, I saw Sakaguchi standing there. Get back to your position. Got it. Even thought the other students weren't lining up properly either. Just look at your weakling face makes me uncomfortable. After saying that, he left in a huff. Urashima was discreetly waving at me. I quietly waved back at her. After a while, I suddenly felt an urgent need to use the toilet. Perhaps it was because I had been so thirsty before and had drunk too much water once I found water source. However, to my embarrassment, I realized that I had forgotten the location of the toilet. I looked towards Sunaga, who was still engrossed in a discussion with other classmates. Something happened? No, but could you tell me where the toilet is? Just go downstairs to the left after leaving the auditorium and keep going straight. I can't leave right now. Can you manage on your own? I should be able to. Along the left side, keep walking. I found it. This should be it. Inside the wooden hut, a dim light flickers. The night wind is chilling, sending shivers down my spine. From the mountains, the sound of wild beasts howling can be heard. I hope it won't come here. The howls of the wild beasts send shivers down my spine. I should finish up quickly and head back. Just as I was pulling up my pants, ready to leave, I suddenly caught a strong scent of blood. Was it just my imagination, or a trick of the mind? Prowling the source of the smell, I made my way back to the corridor. Huh? What's going on? Where am I? The corridor looks different. No, wait, could it be that I unknowingly took the wrong path while lost in thought? Or perhaps it's my memory playing tricks on me again? The flickering lights in the corridor create an eerie atmosphere, instilling a sense of fear. Where was the auditorium, by the way? With each step I take, the scent of blood grows stronger. I proceed further into the depths of the corridor, one step at a time. As I reached the doorway of a room, I came to a halt. Standing here, the intensity of the blood and scent reached its peak. The source of the blood smell was this very room. My heart pounded relentlessly, for I had a premonition that something lurked within. I peered inside, but it was pitch black, unable to discern anything. Should I go in and take a look? No, I can't. I have to go back to the auditorium. However, despite my thoughts, my body involuntarily began to move towards the room. Just as I was about to step inside, someone closed the door. Sorry, but you can't go in. The person who closed the door stood right beside me. It was a middle-aged man with hair that turned completely white. Was he a teacher at this school? What brings you here? Aren't all students supposed to be in the auditorium? Did you forget where the auditorium is? It's in the opposite direction. He pointed in the opposite direction of where I had come from. Oh, I see. So I have been going the wrong way. Now, hurry up and go. It's been quite dangerous lately. So don't go out alone. Be careful. He looked out the window. Looks like it's going to rain. And then he left. But be careful of whom? I watched his departing figure, and doubts arose in my heart. What the fuck? Who the hell is that dude? It's raining after all. The sound of sparse rain could be heard outside the window. Hey Satan, quite a while, weren't you? Look, it took a little longer than expected. Since Satan is back, why don't you tell what about that matter too? That matter? Upon hearing Kobayashi's words, Tsunaga furrowed his brow. Kobayashi seemed to have grasped something as he turned his head to the side. Speaking of which, those teachers are so slow. Tsunaga looked out the window. Just wait, we have to wait for the class monitor's meeting to finish first anyway. Everyone, calm down, it's just thunder. At that moment, a deep voice of a middle-aged man resonated from the stage of the auditorium. I followed the sound and glanced over, only to see a remarkably robust man standing in the center of the stage with his hands in his pockets. His skin had a tinge of brown, emitting a subtle, healthy glow. His neatly combed black hair accentuated his sharp and powerful facial features. Oh, it seems Mr. Inoue has finally showed up. So he must be a teacher at school. His voice carried an air of authority, instantly calming the rest of the students in the auditorium. I apologize for keeping you all waiting. The school has encountered some unexpected circumstance which caused a delay. As we all know, our college is currently facing a perilous moment. The entire nation should come together and overcome the current difficulties. Since its expansion, our school has relied on the understanding and efforts of all the teachers and students. We have never experienced any accidents and have smoothly reached where we are today. However, the tragedy that occurred today has made me doubt the current situation. He paused for a moment. The respected teacher, Mr. Kisaragi, was murdered this morning. This is an incredibly shocking tragedy. Why? If it were someone like me, an unworthy teacher, it would be different. But why would someone kill a beloved teacher like Mr. Kisaragi? According to the initial investigation by the teachers, Mr. Kisaragi was attacked and killed by someone within the school building. The horrifying state in which he was found dead still haunts my thoughts. We have already contacted the nearest military unit and are waiting their instructions. Clearly we cannot sit idly by until orders come from higher authority. How can we tolerate the presence of the culprit, brazenly threatening the safety of all the teachers and students in this school? If we could consider this act as something done by a despicable enemy, it wouldn't be distressing. Unfortunately, the reality is far worse. The culprit is likely right here, in this auditorium, right now, in our midst. The surrounding students erupted into commotion. I discreetly lifted my gaze to observe their expressions, heavy, sorrowful, saddened, and some even showed signs of anger. It seems that Mr. Kisaragi was truly beloved among the students. Despite this, I couldn't help but feel puzzled. Why was Mr. Inoue so certain that the murderer must be a student? After dinner, all students are to return to their classrooms and report their activities to their class monitors. Please cooperate with your class monitor in completing the records for today. Following that, Mr. Owen also briefed us on the upcoming heavy rain that was likely to pour down in the next few days, urging us to be prepared. However, the students seemed uninterested in the weather. Their minds seemed fully absorbed in contemplating the murder of Mr. Kisaragi. After Miss Inoue announced at the end of the assembly, I silently followed the rest of my classmates as we left the auditorium. We headed to the corridor of the classroom building, waiting for our names to be called so we could enter the classroom and undergo questioning as part of the investigation. No one spoke a word, only the relentless sound of rain outside the window, as if echoing the current state of our classmates' hearts. At this moment, Tsunagi was the first to break silence. It's really strange, isn't it? What? Is Inoue really that certain it was a student who did it? Since he said that, he must have corresponding evidence, right? But it's really strange, isn't it? What's strange about it? Didn't Kisaragi have class with the students this morning? And all the students were down in the mountain not for farming course this afternoon. If the culprit is a student, wouldn't they have to commit the murder within this short lunchtime? Think about it. We were all in the canteen during lunch. We were practically together all the time, right? So what? Murder doesn't require a long time, just a small opportunity is enough. But Inoue mentioned that Kisaragi's death was quite gruesome. If there was blood involved, it would be difficult to clean up properly in a short amount of time. That's why Inoue had the class representative document everyone's actions, right? It will be suspicious if someone's alibi doesn't match up. Now you are talking. That's why they are calling each person in one by one to record their whereabouts. When we will have dinner? No, I'm not gonna say. If it's a team crime, did Kisaragi really die? What if it wasn't an individual act? Huh? Oh, never mind. I was just thinking if it was a team effort. Wouldn't it be pointless to question everyone's actions one by one like this? But is there really such a group within school that holds a special grudge against Mr. Kisaragi? Yeah, exactly. It would make more sense if the target was someone like Sakaguchi, but Mr. Kisaragi is beloved by both teachers and students. It's hard to imagine anyone having a grudge against him. Speaking of which, this whole situation is strange enough, not to mention a team effort. Even an individual act is hard to fathom. I can't think of any motive for the crime. Satisfaction with government? Societal revenge? Fool, what's the point of killing one or two teachers for something like that? And don't go around talking about this, it's dangerous. Hey, if you're gonna discuss this, count me out. Satomi, the class monitor is calling for you. Looks like it's your turn. Is it already my turn so soon? There's nothing to worry about. Otsugi is easy to talk to. I see. I opened the class room door and found Otsugi inside. Satomi, you are here. Otsugi is standing in the front row of the dimly lighted classroom, and when she saw me enter, she looked up and greeted me. Urashima nodded at me as well. Since you two are usually together, I call you both here to make a record. Is that okay? Okay. Earlier, Urashima mentioned that you two went to the resting area together in the afternoon. I don't remember that. It's alright, other classmates witnessed it. After you fell asleep, she went to get water for you. When you woke up, you both returned to the field together. Is this fact correct? Yes. During the time Urashima went to get water, you were alone at the resting area, right? Is there anyone who can testify? Wait, what does she mean? Is she suspecting me? Don't worry, I'm not suspecting you. Otsugi seemed to read me like an open book. Originally, It only takes about 20 minutes to find water, which is not enough time to go up and down the mountain. Yes, if it's one way, it will take at least 40 minutes. Yes, but if you use transportation like a helicopter, it will only take 5 minutes. Heh, don't you know? It's right in the books at the library. I can almost imagine what that thing looks like. Since there are no wings on Satomi and no helicopters here, Satomi is innocent. That's what I think. Oh, by the way, after you woke up, did you see Sakaguchi? Although it's not a student in our class, let's confirm just in case. Well then, that's it. Thank you for your cooperation. Is that really enough? Yes, it is. Because there are many other students ready to ask questions. We need to make good use of our time. Both of you, remember to lock the doors and windows tonight. Stay safe. Okay. Aya and Urashima returned to the corridor. Are you okay? Why do you ask? Well, about the teacher's death, don't you find it scary? You ain't seen nothing yet. It's not really strange for someone to suddenly die. You know, anyone, anytime. Oops. Ha. It was as if she suddenly remembered something. What's wrong? It seems like the little chick's still outside. I'll go to the chicken coop. I see. Well then, I shall take my leave now. Until tomorrow, Satami-kun. We waved goodbye to each other and parted ways. After Urashima left, Tsunaga approached. Hey, you two have a really good relationship. Is that so? By the way, there's something I want to talk to you about when we get back to the dorm. Seems like there's something not very convenient to discuss it outside. I remember what happened earlier in the day. Well, I also have to go make a statement. See you later. Tsunaga entered the classroom after finishing his sentence. Now, I'm the only one left. The sound of a piano has been coming from somewhere since just now, but I don't know where. The piano piece conveyed in an indescribable sense of sadness, like a ghostly presence permeating the air, arousing my curiosity about the pianist. I followed the sound and walked through a long corridor, arriving at the door of a music classroom. Voices of people conversing could be heard from the inside the music room. It seemed like they were discussing something. I suddenly pushed open the door. The conversation abruptly ceased. Could it be a ghost, or was I experiencing an auditory hallucination? I saw a young girl sitting gracefully at the piano, bathed in moonlight, reflecting a radiant glow. Her fingers danced delicately on the keys, immersed in the melody she played. I was captivated by the music, silently gazing at her figure. As if sensing my presence, the piano ceased its sound. Just as I felt overwhelmed with shame and prepared to quietly leave, the young girl spoke. This piano is titled Return. Did you like it? Do you like it? My heart wavered under her gaze, causing me to turn my head elsewhere. There's something here on the microphone. Jesus. I play this piece to console the departure of Mr. Kisaragi, hoping that his soul can find its way back home. I see, it's played beautifully. However, I often ponder on something like this. Do the spirits of the departed somehow have a connection to Henpai Mountain around here? The guardian Jinja of this mountain is called Tsukuyomi Jinja. Tsukuyomi is regarded as the god of the underworld, but also holds authority over safe childbirth. Therefore, the waxing and waning of the moon, death and rebirth, are intertwined. Satomi-kun, death and life are connected, and Henkai Mountain is the very underworld itself, making this school the closest place to death. Huh? What is the suddenly talking about? My apologies, Satomi-kun. You probably don't know who I am. My name is Amamiya Kakitsubata. Oh my god, what a name. I believe you should be aware of it. However, for you, if you forget the past, you won't be able to live smoothly. Which is why you chose to bury everything deep within your heart. She smiled and spoke some perplexing words. No one knows why Kisaragi was killed, but I do. She paused. Kisaragi, transform into Mandemon. Mandemon? I pondered this word in my heart, chewing on it repeatedly. Mandemon. Has Kisaragi truly ceased to be human? Was he killed because he's no longer human? What's going on? What does it tell me? On another note, who exactly is this girl? She stood up from her seat and walked towards the classroom door. Well, it's about my turn to take the inquiry. Satomi-kun, you should be careful tonight. I have a premonition that something's going to happen. Something? What do you mean? Right now, I still don't know. Death will continue, so be prepared. What the fuck? After saying these words, she left the place. I felt a bit confused. Could she be suggesting that the murder incidents will keep happening? But how does she know about it? Well, maybe I should just focus on my own business. What should I do next? Why the hell they always hide in the corner? Why the hell they always this? Okay, I'm going to the chicken coop. I decide to find Horiko at the chicken coop. If the murder is still lurking around this school, it might be quite dangerous for a girl like Urashima to stay there. I ask about the exact location of the chicken coop from my classmates and then head towards it. The chicken coop was located on a patch of greenery at the edge of the school. It was surrounded by a tall fence and a faint light flickered inside the small hut. I assume it was Horiko lantern. The weather at the hood creaked occasionally from the rain, making me worried that it could collapse at any moment, due to excessive aging or the fierce winds and rain of the night. Huh? Satomi-kun, why are you here? Horiko stood in the center of the chicken coop, her figure illuminated by the gentle glow of the lantern. As I expect, I couldn't bring myself to voice my concerns. Aren't you afraid of the murderers? I remained silent, but surely my expression had already answered a question. And what about you? I'm also quite afraid, but staying here might bring me a bit more peace of mind. Ah! That's beautiful. I followed her gaze and saw a lively group of chicks on the ground. During the day, they are usually free range outside, and sometimes the responsible stewards forget to bring them back to the chicken coop. That's why I come to check on them on rainy days. Do you like chicks? Yes, because they are cute. And don't you think they are better than humans? If you treat them with kindness, they will be gentle towards you too. Looking at these little lives on the ground, there is indeed a feeling of being healed. However, these chickens, they will all be eaten in the future, right? Oh no, I seem to have said something that will ruin the atmosphere. Yes, but don't you think our situation is similar to that of the chicks? Huh? What I'm trying to say is, don't we also have no other option? In the end, we must fully dedicate ourselves to the country no matter what. The chicks at least can be with their families here and enjoy the happiness of life before being killed. But what about us? She paused, looking somewhat melancholic, and I too began to ponder seriously. We, on the other hand, have to be separate from our parents, living such a ill life. I thought you wanted to go to the research institute. I thought you really want to go to the research institute. It's better than going to the front lines, I suppose. It seems that this is her true sentiment. Do you have any place you really want to go? The seaside? Senpai told me that during times we fought war, people would go to the beach, sunbathe there, and swim in the water. I grew up in the mountains, so I can't even begin to imagine what the sea looks like. They say it's an endless expanse of blue, and the sun feels so pleasant on our skin. I fall into silence, envisioning the scenes she described. I can't help but think that it must be an incredible feeling. And I also want to see fireworks. They say fireworks are best enjoyed by the seaside. Fireworks? Fireworks. The senpai once told me that fireworks have these amazing colors and shapes. They burst into the night sky, lighting up the darkness. Unlike gunpowder used for destruction, fireworks are all about celebrating life. She drew a flower-shaped trajectory on the muddy ground with a tree branch. Fireworks ascending must be something like this. That's really nice. Yes, it's really nice. Does such a thing really exist? Satomi-kun, shall we go to the beach together next time? Just two of us? Going to the beach together? Leaving school? But is it really okay? I don't even know where she is. And if you leave school, I have no idea if there are people living in the other place. What if we extend the spice into enemy territory? That would be disastrous. Ha, just kidding. Seeing my earnest and troubled expression, Horiko laughed. What should I do? Wait, you can't say the first one? Why not? Is there something that I didn't say and it then doesn't work? Because I cannot say the first one, take Horiko to the seaside. Huh. I can't really take her to the beach, can I? I still have some kitchen duties to take care of. Satomi-kun, you should head back to the dormitory early. Kitchen duties? Is there work even this late? Yes, in order to prepare breakfast for Kati tomorrow, students are usually assigned kitchen duty in the evenings. Today happens to be my turn. I see. Well then, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. So wait, is there a choice that leads you to be able to take her to the seaside, or is like the game showing that there's a choice in there, but you can never choose that because your character doesn't know West Seaside? Could be something like that? I wonder. After bidding farewell to Rashima, I returned to the corridor. The quiet corridor was empty, devoid of any presence. The surroundings were incredibly quiet, with only the sound of rain outside the window and the rustling of trees being blown by the wind. As the class monitor finished inquiry, there wasn't a single student in the classroom. Where could everyone have gone at this time? Suddenly a series of footsteps echoed, as if coming from the other end of the corridor. Each footstep resonated softly in my ears. I instinctively stopped in my tracks and took a deep breath. I turned around and glanced back. The end of the corridor was pitch black, with nothing visible. Could it be the murderer who killed Kisaraki? I began to regret being in the school building so late. I quickly walked in the opposite direction of the footsteps. Through the reflection at the end of the corridor, I saw a blurry figure behind me. My heart started beating faster, but I dared not stop to get a clear look. The footsteps approached rapidly. I felt someone tap my shoulder with their hand. A chill ran down my spine, just as I thought I was about to be caught. Oh, I turned around and found Kobayashi standing before me. Hey, why are you running? I thought, gee, don't you think someone as timid as you should be in dorm right now? So why are you still outside? I'm on patrol. The monitor asked me to check if there are any students still wandering outside, just like you. It's almost lights out time. You better hurry up and head back to the dorm. I understand. Was it just my imagination? A complex expression appeared on Kobayashi's face. You don't remember what happened before, do you? Urashima said it was because I fell and hit my head. Well, forget it. It feels troublesome to talk about with you anyway. What's wrong? And that's exactly what it has become. I mean, if someone pretends to be close to you and tells you things about your past, how do you know if those things are true or made up? If someone takes advantage of your amnesia to deceive you, what will you do? Exactly. How did I not think about this before? Most of the current situation is what I've heard from others. I never felt to really question whether those things are true or not. But do others have reason to lie to me? Are you suggesting that someone is taking advantage of my amnesia to deceive me? I never said someone is currently doing this. I'm just giving you a reminder. Don't blindly accept information from others. It can create false memories and affect your judgment. You are such a naive person, easily manipulated, that's all. Are you implying Tsunaga-kun? I didn't say that. Hey, but I still need to tell you about this matter. It's unfair to exclude you just because you lost your memories. You like Urashima Horiko, don't you? No, I mean, if you are worried about Urashima, it would be best for you to go and check the kitchen now. What do you mean? Because Sakaguchi also has feelings for Urashima, you know? Huh? I didn't know that. The students in our class assigned the kitchen duty tonight to Urashima, and the only ones in the kitchen tonight are Urashima and Sakaguchi. Do you know what this means? I suggested that our classmates intentionally made them be together tonight? Why would they do that? You fool, don't make me explain everything. How am I supposed to know if you don't explain? You do know that our class hasn't had dinner for 3 days because our farming performance didn't meet the standards, right? We unanimously decided to offer Urashima to Sakaguchi so that our class performance won't be at the bottom next time we are graded. Offer Urashima to Sakaguchi? What? My head busted for a moment. Does Urashima herself know about this? Most likely, she will just brush it off as a coincidence. As per the rules, the students assigned to kitchen duty each night should consist of one student from a lower grade and another from a higher grade. If she knew about this, I reckon she wouldn't be up for going. There's a rotating schedule in the class, so as long as a few classmates take a day off, she can be skipped, and there's no need for her to be informed about this. Why? Why such things happen? Why are they making Horiko a sacrifice like this? Is it just for the sake of having dinner? You really are naive. I said my piece. Now it's up to you how to proceed. Where's the kitchen? In that direction. He gestures towards the window. Since the dormitories are quite far away, be sure to bring your rain gear. I did not heed his advice and instead rushed into the rain without care. Outside, the rain was pouring heavily, with large raindrops fiercely pounding on the roofs of the school buildings, creating a symphony of intense impact. The ground had turned into enormous puddles, muddy and treacherous, making each step feel like a tremendous effort. As the rain, water, and mud made running even more challenging, my vision blurred by the rain. It seemed that even buildings in front of me were difficult to distinguish amidst the curtain of rain. The sky occasionally echoed with my thunder, casting a heavy shadow over my heart, as even my own breath had become difficult. I had no knowledge of the exact location of the kitchen, so I sprinted in the direction indicated by Kobayashi. As I ran, I glanced around, attempting to find the whereabouts of the kitchen. However, my vision was enveloped by a thick curtain of rain, causing all the buildings and signs to disappear into a blur. I could only continue to sprint in the direction pointed out by Kobayashi. Why? Why do I feel so anxious now? It must be because before I lost my memory, Huriko had already become a significant person in my heart. Memories may fade, but feelings could not be forgotten. Just then, something tripped me up. In my moment of despair, I discovered that the thing that tripped me up was a signpost with the words "Canteen" written on it. So, the canteen is nearby, right? I rolled my knees, stood up again, and looked around. I spotted a small shack filled up with full waste outside, which must be the kitchen. Just as I was about to rush into the shack, I halted my steps. Hold on, does it really make sense? Assuming Sakaguchi really intends to do something to Horiko, can I stop him? No, I come this far. Regardless of whether I can stop him or not, I have to give it a try. Just as I was about to take place, my hand on the doorknob. No, think it through again. I regained my composure once again. Tsunaga must surely be aware of this matter. He has been deliberate keeping it from me all day. He probably guessed that I will definitely try to stop this plan in our class. It's even possible that he's the one who came up with this idea. But what about Kobayashi? Why did Kobayashi tell me about this? Does Kobayashi truly worry about Horiko? I see, I understand now. Kobayashi is the only person in our class who has gained Sakaguchi's favor. Even if all the other classmates go hungry, he can still eat because of this privilege. If Horiko takes over his role, he will no longer have the privilege, and without the protection of that umbrella, he may once again become the target of bullying. I pounded the ground with force. Damn it! I've been deceived by Tsunaga, and Kobayashi was just using me. And Horiko is the most unfortunate one, and only becoming the sacrifice of the class. What should I do? Just as I hesitate between parking in or leaving, I seem to hear a faint sound coming from his side. I press my head against the door, trying to make out what that sound is. I cannot be mistaken, that is Horiko's moaning voice. Sakaguchi, you beast, what have you done to Horiko? Damn it. Break into the cabin. I don't care if Sakaguchi kills me or not. I made up my mind to storm into the cabin. I took a deep breath and placed my hand on the door. Pushing open the cabin, darkness engulfed the interior. As soon as I entered the cabin, my confidence vanished, and my timid footsteps echoed in silent space. At that moment, I caught a whiff of a metallic scent in the air. Where could it be coming from? I attempted to survey my surroundings, but the darkness surrounding me made it impossible to make any progress. Step by step, I cautiously moved forward, the metallic scent in the air growing stronger, intensifying my unease. Suddenly, a chill ran down my spine, causing me to take a step back, and beneath my feet, an unfamiliar sensation greeted me. It was a severe limb. Twisted like a crimson ribbon, it lay before me. My heartbeat and nervousness erupted in an instant, and I swiftly covered my mouth with my hand, preventing any screams from escaping. Beads of sweat trickled down my forehead, and my hands trembled uncontrollably. Was it Horiko's? Was it Horiko's hand? It appeared to be a girl's hand, delicate and pale, now frozen in a chilling stillness. I couldn't bear to look closely, so I averted my gaze. Horiko has been murdered. This dreadful fact pierced my heart like a sharp knife, intertwining grief and anger. Now there is still time to escape? Fight! Damn it, I come this far, even if I'm killed, it doesn't matter. I'm going to confront that bastard Sakaguchi. Taking a deep breath, I gathered my strength and continued walking towards the depths of the cottage. Horiko might still be alive, I can't give up yet. I entered a room with windows, and the stench of blood reached an unprecedented level. My eyes had adjusted to the darkness, allowing me to see the room's appearance somewhat clearly. There was a dark, murky object in the sink. I suppressed my trembling and looked inside. It was a mangled limb mixed with strange of air. Within that missing meat, I discovered something familiar. It was the bandage from Horiko's shoulder. A whirlwind of emotion engulfed me, causing every organ in my body to tremble uncontrollably. I steadied myself by leaning against the wall, clenching my fists instinctively under the weight of pressure and sorrow. I must survive and return to school, then reveal this matter to everyone, seeking vengeance for Horiko. I retrieved Horiko's bandage from her mangled remains. It was highly likely that I would encounter Sakaguchi if I retraced my steps. I glanced at the window across the room, contemplating the idea of discreetly escaping through it. Just as I entertained this thought, footsteps echoed from behind me. There was no time for hesitation. I opened the window, stepped onto the wash basin, and crossed it over, finding myself outside the cabin. The torrential rain outside showed no signs of relenting. I carefully tucked the bandage inside my clothes, and as I held it in my hand, my heart sank. Her hands, once wrapped in this very bandage, had brought me warmth. Now it served as the sole evidence of her existence. At that moment, the cabin door swung open. "Satomi!" Sakaguchi stormed out from inside, his anger palpable. In his hands, he held a blood-drenched dagger. There was no other choice but to flee. I dashed into the curtain frame, blindly navigating through puddles and thickets. My clothes soaked through, my body trembling from the cold, but I had to keep running, never looking back. As I sprinted, I fervently prayed in the depths of my heart. Beneath the towering cedar tree, I arrived at the crossroads, the path before me split into two. Standing beneath the cedar tree, I felt lost and fearful, as if every road led to a labyrinth. Which path would lead me to the skill building? I could hear Sakaguchi footsteps closing in from behind, and I had to make a decision swiftly. Well, I always say go left, so I resolved to take the left path. I sprinted down the road, putting all my strength into it, and my vision slowly expanded, revealing distant mountain range. However, I couldn't recall seeing such scenery when I arrived, and doubts about my decision began to creep in. Just then, the road split into two forks. Detour. I decided to trust my instinct and head towards the fork in the road. Just then, a narrow path appeared on the right side of the road, leading up the mountain. The path ahead was shrouded in dense rain fog, obscuring the visibility. Turning back now might result in unexpected encounter with Sakaguchi. There was no other choice but to brace myself and continue along the treacherous path. Amidst the raging thunderstorm and howling winds, the swaying trees seemed to mock my fragile form. As I reached the end of the path, I was shocked to find myself standing at the edge of a cliff. The cliff was steep, and just looking it made my legs so weak. In that very moment, footsteps echoing from behind. It was Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi has caught up. His figure in the rainy night resembled a towering spectre. In his right hand, he held a dagger, steadily closing me on my step by step. "Take it easy. I won't harm you. You are lying. Why did you kill Horiko? Is that so? You saw it? If you hadn't seen it, I could have spared your life, but now that it has come to this, you have no choice but to die." He approached me step by step, and I had no choice but to step back, getting dangerously close to the edge of the cliff. "Are you sure about this? Behind you lies a cliff, you know." Suddenly I stepped on nothing, losing my balance. A strong gust of wind brushed against my face, and rain mercilessly pounded on my body. My body, under the force of gravity, plummeted towards the edge of the cliff. And then my conscience plunged into the abyss. In the beginning it was a long, seamless, endless passage. The summer tunnel stretched on endlessly with a hazy light at the end. I can no longer remember how long I walked, but it was a considerable amount of time, perhaps not as long as it felt. Finally I stepped out of the tunnel, and the buzzing of cicadas filled my ears, like countless strings of harp entwining around me, making me restless. I hurriedly walked towards the front, and before me appeared a small town bathed in the radiant summer sunlight. As I crossed the street, the scorching sunlight spilled over every corner of the small town, and the heat wave seemed ready to scorch me at any moment. Suddenly it transformed into a tatami room. The sunlight filtered through the slushy paper, casting mysterious shadows in the room. The tatami mat was adorned with pale purple petals, releasing a delicate fragrance. I lay on the tatami, gazing at the dazzling sunlight outside the window, and there stood my sister on the porch, silently gazing at me. Amidst the sunflower field, the butterflies danced gracefully in the sweltering air. Why did I suddenly find myself in this room? Open it, my sister said to me. Yes, open it. As so, I opened the sliding door. Beyond the door was a vast expanse of the universe. It seemed as if I had suddenly lost track of time and space, becoming bewildered. The universe transformed into a pitch black night sky, and there sat a young girl by the window, holding a thick book in her hands. Did you have another nightmare? She chuckled and said to me. Ah, yes, it seems I had a dreadful nightmare. I lay back on the bed, gazing at the cold ceiling. Suddenly, the ceiling turned into a crimson expanse. I found myself plummeting towards this red abyss. When I came to my sense, I was standing on a country road lined with telephone poles. Who am I? I seemed to have become some kind of creature in a state of chaos. A girl in a sailor uniform stood before me. Sorry, she apologized to me. Why do you apologize? An indescribable emotion surged within me. I longed to touch her, yet I couldn't, for I was formless creatures of chaos. The setting sun cast a faint crimson hue, and the girl stood beneath its glow, her shadow stretching into long lines. The girl's visage appeared elusive, her smile akin to the lingering radiance of the sunset, warm and vibrant. I followed her gaze and saw a dark red expanse beyond the night. Butterflies fluttered on the other side of the Igambana, their blue wings emitting a faint glow under the moonlight. As I looked at the sea of blue, my consciousness once again became hazy. Who am I? I opened my eyes only to be greeted by a scene resembling hell itself. The sky presented a bizarre and eerie crimson blue. No, perhaps it wasn't the sky that turned red, but rather my own eyes. I thought how wonderful it would be to immerse myself in the recent dream and never wake up again. I endured the excruciating pain that tore through my body, attempting to move myself, yet it refused to obey. Not even a twitch of a finger could be a given. Was it Sakaguchi who brought me here? I struggled to move my head and observe my surroundings, yet there was no sign of Sakaguchi. Beside me stood a brick structure that appeared to have weathered the years. Its walls were crumbling, and parts of it had collapsed, giving it a precarious appearance. Could this be the abandoned fortress at Tsunaga Mansion, where the students were forbidden to enter during the day? As I looked up, a peculiar figure flashed before my eyes. What the hell? Her deep crimson pupils were both profound and mysterious, and as I gazed at her, she was also looking at me. She was a pale-faced girl, clad in a pitch-black gown. A mysterious smile played upon her lips. As the saying goes, hide a tree in the forest, hide a corpse in the sea. The sea of corpse, huh? This is a place where bodies are piled up. You were thrown here, mistaken for a corpse, but you still have a breath of life left. The plants you see here thrive on the nutrients of human bodies. How do you find it? Isn't it beautiful? Who are you? She gracefully leaped from the ruins, descending slowly and lightly onto the ground. Greetings, I'm Minamoto Ayas. I'm a child of the dragon, and some refer to me as Dracula. Oh shit. In the ever-changing world of mortals, a mere moment passed in my eyes. I had long been in a deep slumber of short centuries, but today you have awakened me. It seems that fate has brought us together. I struggled to lift my head and look at her. Fertile woman, your old body won't hold up for much longer. Therefore, I have a proposal for you. Fear not, it's merely a simple transaction. I listened silently. Suddenly, she lifted my chin with her hand. Ah, your countenance is truly gentle and innocent. I need to consume more humans to gain my strength. Use your kind appearance to lure them in. Make them drop their guard and let me to hunt them. Hunting humans? What's she talking about exactly? In exchange for this, I shall grant you my blood, making you my servant with power of immortality. Is this person a monster, or perhaps insane? You expect me to assist you in hunting other humans? I cannot do it. Oh, can't do it? Just think about it. Was it your own kind who brought you here? Did you have any doubts when they were killing you? Humans and beasts are no different. If you don't devour other humans, they will eventually devour you. Don't you want to take revenge on them with your own hands? Revenge? Upon hearing these words, the delicate figure of Horiko appeared in my mind. I will You cannot even refuse. Wait, but so now I don't know if this is like, is it because the choice that I did, or is the game locking, like saying that you need to do these things? I don't know. Like when it was to take Horiko to seaside was like something that I say that didn't work. Is this the same thing? If I didn't had entered the kitchen, probably I wouldn't even be in this path. I don't know. Well, but I wanted to accept at the same time. I wanted to see what will happen. So that's right. I must survive. I will definitely seek revenge on that guy Sakaguchi and those who stood by and did nothing while Huriko suffered. They all deserve to die. No matter who stands before me, as long as I can survive, even if I become a monster, I'm willing. I accept your proposal. I see. If that's the case, then the deal is sealed. She opened me up and suddenly I felt sharp pain piercing through my shoulder, spreading from there to my entire body. In that instant I felt my body enveloped in a numbing sensation, as if an indescribable and eerie force filled my organs. That terrifying power accelerated me, and I felt as if flames were rising within my heart. I could sense the desire for revenge flowing through my blood, coursing through every inch of my arteries and veins. Gradually, my consciousness started to blur until it vanished completely. Get ready to embrace your new life. In the dark, I could almost feel Minamoto gently stroking my hair. Soon after, I drifted into a deep slumber. So now we are a vampire, and our master is Dracula. The sound of babbling brooks and the sensation of cold water flowing over my fingertips. This sensation reminds me that I'm still alive and I'm here in this moment. I scooped a bit of water from the creek with my hand and splashed it onto my face. The cold water gave me a sense of recovery. I gazed at my reflection on the water surface, my mind filled with uncertainty. Have I obtained the power from that? Yet I found no visible change in my appearance. Was last night's memory real? I slapped myself, attempting to regain a sense of reality through the pain. Hey, Satomi! Someone was calling out to me. I turned around to see a dignified woman dressed in a white kimono with a green akama. What are you doing in this place, and why did you slap yourself? She saw it. It seems you have lost your memory again. It's alright. My name is Tsunaga Tsugi, your biology teacher. I see, so she's a teacher. But why is she dressed like a priestess? I gazed at the countenance of Mrs. Tsunaga, attempting to find a trace of familiarity in her face, yet my mind remained blank. By the way, I'm heading to the school right now. Would you like to come along? Yes, school. My heart clenched in an instant. I must quickly inform the other teachers about Sakaguchi has done. Yesterday's storm was quite intense. Huh? A very old tree in the Shinja was blown down and crashed onto the roof. Luckily no one was inside the Shinja at the time. Huh. No one was inside the Shinja, huh? Are you okay? Why are you just nodding like a woodpecker? This won't do. Come on, smile. There must be plenty of joyful things happening at school, right? Are there any joyful things? Isn't the school a place to train students for the front lines? Nonsense. School is a place to enjoy youth. Studying together with friends, pursuing the girl you like. There are so many things that can bring happiness, right? Why does she interpret school in this way? So, Satomi-kun, are you happy at school? Unhappy. It's more than just unhappiness, it's a constant accumulation of painful memories. I despise the whole world to the core. I need to hurry back to school, listening to this teacher cracking dry jokes. He is just a waste of time. I must inform the other teachers about Horiko's situation and restrict Sakaguchi. Allowing Sakaguchi to continue will put other students at risk in school. Actually, because your mental state has always been unstable, I've been really concerned. It's strange to have a normal mental state while studying this school. At this moment, the crowing of a crow came from a nearby tree. I was surprised to find a crow with crimson eyes staring at me from the top of a branch. I felt an unexpected heat rising in my body. It's Minamoto. Minamoto is watching me. Are you okay? That crow, it's him transformed, is staring at me. Is Minamoto urging me to fulfill the promise? Tsunaga turned her back to me and walked towards the front. She looked up at the dense treetop. There is nothing here. Where is the crow? I watched her figure, and suddenly an evil thought arose in my heart. Just as I took step by step towards her, she suddenly turned around. Besides, how could a person possibly turn into a crow? Stop making such jokes. I let my hand drop. As I looked at her innocent smile, my heart felt a pang. What has got into me? Sunaga, completely oblivious to my own needs, she just smiled and looked at me. I no longer had the courage to look her in the eye, so I could only lower my head and follow her towards the school. After we arrived at school, she led me straight to Mr. Inoue's office. As we entered the office, Mr. Inoue was watering the plants. He seemed quite surprised when he saw us. Weren't you supposed to stay at the Chincha? Mr. Inoue, you come at the perfect time. Look, the tulips I planted have bloomed. Now is not the time to talk about that. Tsunaga leaned in close to Inoue's ear and whispered something, clearly a secret that she didn't want me to know. What did you say? The world collapsed? Inoue repeated her words loudly, so I eventually found out the contents of their conversation. Yes, now the vital path through the valley is blocked by a massive rock. Is it because of last night's storm? This is terrible. We haven't even finished preparing the spring planting. We've only managed to till half of the land. Last year's harvest was already poor, and if this happens again this year, I'm worried. Well, we will have to rely on stones to dig it out, won't we? Can we take another route? Anyway, with a forward frown, Hummer struck the papers on his desk. Finally, he pulled out the map. The other mountain paths haven't been used in a long time, and if our destination is the fields, taking those roads will be quite a detour. This is truly adding insult to injury. We still have to deal with the Kisaragi matter at hand. What happened to Takumi? Well, just then, as if suddenly noticing my presence, Inoue looked towards me. Satomi-kun is someone I found today when passed by the Shinja. Satomi-kun, I heard you weren't at school last night, is that true? If I were to tell them about Sakaguchi's situation, now would be the chance. Sir, Sakaguchi killed Horiko. Finally, I can say. Last night, Horiko and Sakaguchi were together in the kitchen. When I went over in the evening, I discovered that Horiko had been murdered and dismembered by him. I was almost killed by him too. Hold on. You say Horiko? That's the girl from class 3 in 2nd grade who often gets injured, right? That Horiko, yes. Honestly, how can you even remember the name of your young student? Well, there are just too many students. It's strange that you can't remember them all. Damn it, I doesn't even remember who Horiko is. As for Sakaguchi, is that the tall and strong one who is the discipline committee member? His behavior is indeed quite violent. Let's summon him later and ask him about it. Huh? Is that all? What kind of attitude are these two teachers displaying? Sir, a classmate has died. Why can you act so indifferent? Tsunaga and Inoue exchanged glances, as if contemplating how to answer me. Satomi-kun, from what I understand, your memory often experiences gaps, right? Do you doubt my testimony? I reached into my pocket and pulled out the blood-stained bandage I found in the kitchen cottage last night. This Horiko bandage I found in the kitchen cottage last night. At that time, only Sakaguchi and Horiko were in the kitchen, so Sakaguchi must have killed Horiko. I carefully handed the bandage to Inoue. He scrutinized the bandage back and forth. I understand now. I will handle this matter properly. You have worked hard, Satomi. Why the hell do I think they are working together? At least in a way, is working with Sakaguchi. Hearing the teacher say this, I found a brief sigh of relief. I still have some matters to discuss with Mrs. Tsunaga, so you should go back to the students for now. See you later. I left the office. As I returned to the car, I unexpectedly found Tsunaga Keiichi standing outside. He was still the same as always, with a warm smile on his face. If one wasn't careful, they could easily be deceived by such a smile. Satomi-kun, everything okay? Honestly, I didn't really want to see this guy's face. Horiko has also gone missing, and now everyone is very worried. How ironic, isn't it? You who caused Horiko's death. You disappeared at the same time as Horiko. Do you know something? Why aren't you talking? Tsunaga, actually you don't really care either me or Horiko. Huh? You only care is yourself. Tsunaga Keiichi paused, then angrily said to me, well, what's it matter if I'm just looking out for myself? You know how rough life we are. We all going through a tough time. What do you mean? Are you saying that anything goes just to survive? Is sacrificing our classmates okay? Who told you? Kobayashi? Huriko is already dead. She was killed by Sakaguchi because of you. What? Tsunaga took a step back, having a look of horror on his face. How could this be? Is it really? But Sakaguchi has been alone with Ashimi before. Why this time? I just... You have no right to mention Huriko's name anymore. Wait. I turned away, so I don't know what expression he had at that moment. I know our friendship has shattered, and there is no possibility of repair from now on. Perhaps we once had some room for compromise, but now we have none. Utsugi is waiting for you in the classroom. His voice suppressing a sob. I heard the sound of the door being opened. Presumably Tsunaga Keiichi entered the teacher's office. It occurred to me that Tsunaga Tsuki and Tsunaga Keiichi shared the same surname. Perhaps they were relatives. At that moment I noticed the familiar sound of a piano coming from upstairs, perhaps played by Amemiya Kaketsubata. The melody flowed gracefully, as if beckoning me. I decided to go to the music room and see Amemiya. Amemiya sat upright at the piano, playing with grace. Satomi, is it really okay for you to wander around like this? Huh? Perhaps noticing my arrival, she ceased playing and placed her right hand on her back. Lately, the teacher has been instructing students to study in the classroom during free periods. Won't there be any consequence for your constant movement? What kind of problem could there be? I haven't seen any teachers restrict my actions. Is that so? Do you take the privilege granted to you by the teachers for granted? Do I? Privilege? What do you mean? Do I have some kind of privilege because I have amnesia? And what about you? Is it alright for you not to stay in the classroom? Sure, fine by me. This room doubles as the music club's activity space when there are no class, and I happen to be a member of the club. Music club? What about the others? The others have all graduated. I see. Do they not recruit new members? I gazed at the empty classroom, feeling a sense of desolation. It was too quiet here. There is no need for that. I see. Oh well, let her be. Perhaps she doesn't enjoy bustling environments. Satomi, you seem different from before. Amemiya's eyes locked onto me, their deep black pupils seemingly delving into the depths of my soul. It made me feel somewhat uneasy. Last night you mentioned that someone will die. How did you know? Humans. She gently caressed the piano keys. Because that's how humans are. Whenever someone dies, mistrust and suspicion increase, and then more people die, like a chain reaction. She turned her head to look at me. How do you say? What is my view on humans? Humans are beyond redemption? No. Although this world is terrible, everyone can't even have enough to eat, and even drinking water can accidentally lead to death by poisoning. But I still believe that there is hope for humanity, that people can understand each other. The war will eventually come to an end, and by then we won't have to endure these hardships anymore. Amemi smiled. Yes, this is a world on the brink of destruction, but there is still possibility for redemption. She looked at me with those clear, innocent eyes. It makes me happy that you still believe in the potential of humanity. Promise me, no matter what happens, you won't let your pure heart be tainted by darkness. Well, we are already a vampire, right? So, Amemi, if you predict that Horiko might die, why didn't you stop Sakaguchi? I don't know Horiko, and I can't predict their death. Aren't we in the same class? It really confused me. At first, I thought we were classmates, so naturally I assumed we should know each other. Ah, she's quite strange. I should leave this place quickly. I'll take my leave first. The math is not yet over. Be careful. I closed the door as Mamiya placed her hands back on the piano, carrying on with her performance. As I returned to the corridor, the sky suddenly darkened. Around the corner, a dim red light emanated. As I approached it, I discovered a girl dressed in a pitch-black gown, amusing herself with a crow by the window. It was Minamoto. Hey there! She heard the sound of my footsteps, and those crimson pupils turned towards me. You got quite the nerve. Don't you have anything better to do than chase after girls around here? Have you forgotten our agreement? Especially that Amemiya. The feeling she gives off is truly dreadful. You are... Ha! What's the matter? Have you forgotten your savior? She gently stroked the crow's body while gazing out the window. What's the boring school this is, filled with idiots and imbeciles. It's hard to believe that after hundreds of years humanity still remains in such a state. But the silver line is that due to the landslide, all the students are trapped on the mountain. Can you believe it? Those teachers actually want to send students to clear the landslide. They really underestimate their own abilities. Do you know what it means for all the students to be trapped on the mountain? A peculiar glimmer flashed in their eyes. What? What does it mean? It means that everyone has become trapped like turtles in a jar. There's no escaping for anyone. I want to plunge the entire school into the endless despair. Hehehe. These little brats think they have infiltrated everything in the world, but in reality they are all just fools among fools, more innocent than insects. She revealed a sinister smile. Ah, blood. Indeed, the blood of humans consumed by despair is the most delicious. Her words sent shivers down my spine. I couldn't believe that I had truly become a servant to this monster. Hey, Shiguiki, I've already done some reconnaissance in this school. Sakaguchi, that big guy, is going to be tough to handle. I decided to target him first. Once he's taken care of, the other stones will be easy. Besides, it seems like you have some grudge against him as well. Isn't this perfect? What do you mean? Arrange a private meeting with him. Isn't my intention clear enough? I'll take care of the rest. At this moment I hesitated for a moment. I truly despise Sakaguchi to the core, and I'm sure he was also plotting to get rid of me. But did I really want to seek revenge with the help of Minamoto's power? If she truly regained her strength, then all the students and teachers in the school will be in danger. Well, you have a chance over here to obey or not obey. Like, if I feed her, she will get stronger and probably then can start kill the other ones. Of course we won't be killed because we are the servant, but I'm gonna obey her. Yes, my lord. Very well, go and do what needs to be done. I will keep my eyes on you. After saying that, she opened the window and leaped out. By the time I reached the window and looked down, she had already disappeared. I believe she must have transformed into a crow and flown away. After getting at the playground, Kobayashi led our classmates to the site of the landslide. The road ahead had been completely destroyed, covered with large and small rocks and debris. The students held stones in their hands, laboriously clearing the accumulated mud and rocks on the road. The sky was still drizzling, with a chilling wind howling, giving the feeling that second landslide could happen at any moment. Damn it, we are just going to keep digging like this, just beating a dead horse. Not far from me, Tsunagi was struggling to excavate soil with his homemade stone tools. And look at that huge boulder blocking the way over there. Even if we manage to dig out the soil, how on earth are we going to move such a damn big stone? Hey, easy, what if the inspectors hear us? All we need to do is pretend. Don't you even know? What nonsense are you talking about? There will definitely be rescue coming sooner or later. By then we'll be relieved. Obviously what we are doing now is a task that can't be accomplished by manpower alone. We don't even have proper tools, for heaven's sake. Damn it, I'm done with this. Tsunaga forced throws away the stone in his hand. What's the matter? Feeling emotional? Is there a fight within your little team? Damn it, Kobayashi, how dare you say that? Tsunaga grabs Kobayashi by the collar. You gonna kill me? Then come on. Isn't it more important for everyone to survive? If we can't harvest the first batch of rice this summer, we'll all starve to death, including your sister. You beast! Don't you dare mention my sister! Tsunaga finally couldn't hold back and punched Kobayashi in the face. Since you want me to kill you, I'll grant you a wish. The two rest on the ground. Tsunaga's face flushed as he shouted loudly, swinging his fist fiercely at Kobayashi. Kobayashi, on the other hand, was in a more level state, with almost every punch landing solely on him. You only became the leader of everyone because of your sister's connections, and you are nothing by yourself. Kobayashi continued to speak without restraint. Tsunaga was completely provoked, his emotions completely out of control. Some students were also caught up in the chaos, attempting to pull them apart, but mostly standing by to watch the spectacle, some even cheering. However, I had seen enough of this battle between the two. I looked around, Sakaguchi was nowhere to be found. What was he plotting? But now was indeed a good opportunity. I discreetly sat down to stones. I need to find a place where no one is around. Taking advantage of the commotion, I quietly entered an empty path and made my way deeper into the woods. Everyone's attention was completely absorbed by Tsunaga and Kobayashi. No one will notice me leaving except Sakaguchi. As I walked along the path for a while, I heard the sound of a flowing water. It was a stream. This might be a good place. If I get blood on me, I can clean it off with cold water here. I sat down against a tree and looked up at the sky. Tsunagi was right. Everyone's current efforts were in vain, and there was the possibility of a second collapse burning us all. But no one cares if the students get buried underground, just like no one cares about Huriko life or death. I gradually understood that this world was beyond salvation, including the teachers and the students. Huriko was my only hope, but Sakaguchi took her away from me. But I have no choice but to seek revenge. It's time to wrap things up. In the distance, heavy footsteps could be heard. The sound of the wind grew louder, and a monster's figure emerged. Some people just never learn, right? What's wrong with you? How on earth did you survive? It was Sakaguchi. Indeed is he. Lucky for you that you didn't die, but why did you have to come back? Now that you are here, I have no choice but to kill you. As long as you are alive, you will surely make a mess of things. You handed the bunch over to Inoue, didn't you? You saw it, the teacher couldn't care less about Huriko's life or death. Sakaguchi, why did you have to kill Huriko? You are quite persistent. She was just an ordinary school girl. Killing her was no big deal. I want to know the reason. Fine then. Consider it a farewell gift for your journey to hell, I'll tell you. I raped Huriko, but she couldn't handle it and died halfway through. Jesus. Her body was just too delicate. It accidentally snapped. As he finished speaking, it felt like something inside me cracked. What? What does he think he's saying? What does he mean by accident snapped? What right does he feel for hands have to touch Huriko? The thought of Huriko, who used to smile at me, being defiled by this man, made every fiber of my being act as if it were about to shatter. Kill him. I absolutely must kill this guy. So is there a way to save her from not die? Probably not. I'm going to kill you. Sakaguchi froze in shock. Interesting. But so what? Such words coming from your feeble mouth mean nothing to me. I stood up from under the tree, taking slow steps towards him. Damn you, don't get too cocky, kid. He swung his massive fist at me. I closed my eyes, prepared to take that solid blow, but the fist never landed. I opened my eye and witnessed an incredibly unbelievable scene. Sakaguchi was clutching in his arm, his expression filled with excruciating pain. And at the other hand of his arm, his forearm was nowhere to be seen. In its place was a gaping hole, gushing blood profusely. Should I describe it as murky or something? This man's blood has a taste of protein and a mixture of chromium alloy. It was Minamoto. She was holding Sakaguchi's severe forearm, lifting her head and greedily savoring the taste of blood, which was still dripping from the arm. The texture is quite rough, inferior quality. She shook her head and tossed the forearm aside. Who the heck are you? Sakaguchi gasped loudly, looking at Minamoto. I'm here to take your life. You don't need to remember who I am. It holds no meaning for you. You will die soon enough. Mandemon? Mandemon? So Minamoto is a Mandemon. How dare you? Minamoto swung his arm, leaving behind a dark silhouette in the air. Sakaguchi's legs gave away beneath him. Ah! Sakaguchi now only had one arm left. Jesus. I dislike that title. Is that how humans in this era refer to me? How impolite. Sakaguchi, using only one arm to support his body, desperately moved towards the other side, attempting to escape from Minamoto. Impaler, vampire, undead. I truly wish they had asked for my opinion before naming. Isn't that right, human? Minamoto glanced at me. I pointed towards Sakaguchi. Hehe. Oh, are you worried that he might escape? Minamoto's side caught up with him, stepping on his chest, rendering him immobile. You monster! Oh my, you certainly have no filter. How impolite of you. Minamoto's gaze turned close and fierce as she raised her arm, emanating an eerie crimson glow, reaching towards Sakaguchi's neck. Unable to bear witness to the scene, I closed my eyes. Sakaguchi's agonizing moans and the gruesome sound of flesh mingled together, making it unbearable for me. I tightly covered my ears, hiding beneath a tree with my back turned to them. The unfolding scene, even in my imagination, was distressing. I am a cowardly man, despite being the one who desired revenge. Yet, in this moment, all I felt was deep fear towards Minamoto's cruel power. What should I do? How am I supposed to fulfill my agreement with Minamoto? At that moment, I sensed Minamoto press behind me. I turned around, opened my eyes, and my heart started to racing once again. A cruel smile adorned her face. What's wrong? Can't you be happier? Revenge is complete, you know. Where is Sakaguchi? He's right here. I looked behind her, and Sakaguchi's limbs were scattered in the bush. Their original shape is indistinguishable. What a brutal force this is. Even the fierce beast couldn't tear a human apart in an instant like this. My knees couldn't help but tremble. Sandal Minamoto became alert. Hey, it seems like someone is coming. Sure enough, there came rustling sounds from the other side of the forest. There's someone hiding over there. Is someone spying on us? Is it Sakaguchi, man? Perhaps realizing that he had been discovered, he stepped out on his own. As the view became clear, that person was Tsunaga Keiichi. Wait, why is Tsunaga here? Wasn't he fighting with Kobayashi? Could it be that he came with Sakaguchi? Could it be that he's siding with Sakaguchi? Hey, what's going on here? As he was shocked to see the scattered limbs in the bush. At that moment, Minamoto raised her hand. Could it be that she... Hold on, Minamoto. Are you planning to kill Tsunaga too? Minamoto slowly turned towards me. Exactly. Otherwise, are you going to let him to be the whistleblower? There's no need. There's no need to kill Tsunaga too. Huh? Satomi, you. Tsunaga's fist clenched tightly, indicating his realization of the gravity of the situation at hand. However, it was too late. Minamoto decisively stepped forward, his hands transforming into blades that pierced through Tsunaga's chest. Tsunaga's eyes widened, emitting a sharp groan before collapsing to the ground. No! No! I sprinted right towards Tsunaga's side. Tsunaga struggled to lift his head, blood gushing from his chest, staining his clothes as his life slowly ebbed away. After the chaos just now, when it ended, I realized you weren't there. So I came to find you, out of all concern. Minamoto pushed me aside. Let me finish him. Wait a moment. Ah, so that's how it is. I understand now. Shigeyuki. It seems this is my retribution. Yes, I'm sorry. You must also realize there is definitely something wrong with this world. I've always been survived by conforming to the rules of this world, but in reality, it is a mistake. Escape. You must escape. Only you can. Stop crying. Everyone will die someday. So long, my friend. Take care of yourself. Minamoto stabbed once again, this time aiming for the heart. Tsunaga's pupils lost their color. He was dead. Ah, what are you crying for? Isn't seeking revenge against humans what you desire? Minamoto said coldly behind me. I dare not to turn around, for I fear that this moment she will notice the look in my eyes and kill me as well. I have had to feel it's up to you to clean the mess. The sound of flapping wings echoed as Minamoto departed. Now I am left alone. Is this really what I'm pursuing? Enough. Enough. What is the meaning of bringing forth more death for the sake of revenge? I wept as tightly embraced Tsunaga's lifeless body. Gazing at Tsunaga, now cold to the touch, my heart was filled with deep regret. In my heart, I signed a vow never to let Minamoto in this ground take innocent lives again. I dug a shallow grave right where I stood and laid Tsunaga to rest. As for the pile of Sakaguchi mangled flesh, I had no idea how to handle it, nor did I have the desire to face it directly. Anyway, it won't be long before wild beasts devour it completely, so let it be. I washed the blood stains off my shirt with the chilling water from the stream. It cannot be washed away no matter how hard I try. Moreover, even if the blood stains on the shirt are washed away, how can I cleanse the stains left in my heart? After I'd done all of this, I returned to the place where the students are. After my return to school, I found myself in a perpetual state of daze. No matter how hard I tried to forget, the scene of those two individuals perishing before my eyes would involuntarily resurface. Unbeknownst to me, it was already time for lunch, and I followed the students to the canteen. The dinner portion was meager, consisting of only 2 rice balls and a bowl of miso soup. The progress in clearing the landslide today was remarkably sluggish, leaving all students disheartened. Many students experienced physical discomfort due to prolonged physical labor. Perhaps tomorrow will be spared from the task of clearing the landslide, as everyone fervently hopes for. The atmosphere in the entire canteen was oppressively heavy, with hardly any students speaking. Everyone simply ate their meals in silence. At that moment, Kobayashi approached and sat across from me, holding his dinner. Yo, he was wrapped in bandage. Despite changing into a new set of clothes, the bruises on his body were still faintly visible. Ah, it really hurts. That guy fish are truly solid. He chuckled while rubbing his shoulder. Say, where do you think Sakaguchi and that guy went? I didn't answer him, just silently ate my dinner. Some students speculate that Tsunaga and Sakaguchi met their demise together, but I find it hard to believe. Tsunaga is quite clever, he won't do something so extreme. He tapped the spoon against the empty bowl. However, now that they have both disappeared, it is quite strange. Why are you telling me all this? Because I couldn't find anyone else to talk to. I thought he had noticed something, but it seems I was mistaken. But wait a minute. His wording just now was a bit strange. Met their demise together. Doesn't that imply that they are already dead? The students at this moment are likely unaware of whether they have gone missing or are already dead. It is necessary to inquire with Kobayashi. So, what do you think? Have they already died? Well, you see, some blood-stained clothing fragments were found at the scene by a student. What? Indeed, I overlooked that. Sakaguchi's memory limbs may be concealed by tall foliage, but these clothing fragments should scatter with the wind. When I consider this, my handling of the situation at that time was truly hasty. But does it matter? Can the clothing fragments reveal anything? Clothing fragments. Does that mean it could be some kind of wild beast? I feigned nonchalance. It's unlike to be a wild beast. The incisions are too precise, more like those made by a knife. How is that possible? Even with a knife, it would be incredibly difficult to cut through a human body. As soon as I finished speaking, Kobayashi's spoon suddenly dropped into the bowl. It's nothing really. Maybe my arm is a bit sore today. I keep dropping things. He hastily picked up the spoon. Could it be that Kobayashi has noticed something? Or I'm just being too sensitive? I realized that perhaps I shouldn't say too much at this moment. What should I say? I feel like you have been a bit different lately. My hand holding the rice ball also forcing me there. What does he really want to say? You mean? No, well, whether it's intuition or something else. In any case, just that you are not as innocent as before. But think about it, it's true. In this current situation, innocent people won't survive for long. Ha. Without Sakaguchi and Tsunaga maintaining order, the Sunji will soon descend into chaos. What's worse is that the clearing of the landslides progresses slowly. Perhaps soon there won't be any food supplies left. I can't even imagine what kind of situation will unfold without a leader at that time. His voice grew quieter, as if he didn't want other students to hear. Are you suggest that you want to become the new leader? No, I wouldn't dare, and most of the students don't really like me. It's true, after all, you always obeyed Sakaguchi every word. If the day of chaos truly comes, Satomi, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. He picked up a rice ball and placed it in my bowl. I see now. Both of us physically weak and unable to handle the physical task in class. Kobayashi used to ask Sakaguchi as a baking. But now he's just like me, at the bottom of the social ladder. If we were to face a food crisis, it would be difficult for us to survive. That's why he suggests that we help each other. In these times, it's incredibly challenging for individuals to survive. Everyone only gets two rice balls each. Will one be enough for you? I put his rice ball back. Huh? Even if I didn't do that, I will still help you if you were in trouble. You are a really good guy. If we are going to be partners in the future, I don't want to start off owning any favors. A food crash might not necessarily happen, so don't be too pessimistic. Speaking of which, I remember what Sakaguchi said before he died. He called Minamoto Mandemon. What exactly is Mandemon? Kobayashi, have you ever heard of Mandemon? Mandemon? What is that? Some kind of illness? No, perhaps you could say it's a creature. Why don't you go to the library and look it up? I'll go check it out later. At that moment, I suddenly felt a gaze upon me. Following the gaze, I looked towards the corner of the canteen and discovered its source. It was Utsuki. Utsuki was sitting in that corner seat, engaged in a conversation with a girl across from her, but it was evident that her eyes were fixed on me. Noticing that I was looking at her, she didn't shy away. Instead, she nodded at me with a gentle expression, as if greeting me. However, I don't respond. As was it the guilt in my heart that was causing this? I averted my gaze from her and lowered my head. Also, you might have already keenly sensed the things I have done in the past. If she were to discover the truth, Minamoto will undoubtedly eliminate her without hesitation. If in the future I'm forced to make such a choice, what should I do? Of course, kill I am. No, I cannot do it. Moreover, Ayam is very intelligent. Perhaps she can come up with a solution to the current predicament for me. To break free from Minamoto's control, it is not enough for me alone. After the dinner, I made my way to the library. I must figure out what kind of being Minamoto truly is. What is the source of her incredible power? Well, it has to be blood, right? Okay, so we're going to the library. The library at night was incredibly quiet. Perhaps to save electricity, none of the incandescent lights were turned on. Each student had to bring their own kerosene lamp as a source of light for reading. The entire space was enveloped in a dim, yellowish glow. Under the faint illumination, I carefully examined every book on shelves, hoping to find any information related to Mandemon. However, most of the books were about politics and war, with a few textbooks for studying. Just as I was starting to feel like my efforts would be in vain, I stumbled upon a novel titled Dracula in a corner of the literature section. Impale, vampire, undead, I truly wish they had asked for my opinion before naming them. It seems Minamoto did indeed say something like that at the time. Vampires. What connection could vampires have with Mandemon? Let's flip through the book and take a look. This is a horror novel. The antagonist, Count Dracula, depicted in the novel is an eerie creature known as a vampire. He's, he's portrayed as an exceptional, powerful, and malevolent being, possessing supernatural abilities and a thirst for human blood. Dracula possesses various extraordinary powers, such as shape-shifting into different animals, flying, and controlling human minds. His power stems from the consumption of human blood, allowing him to even indefinitely prolong his own life. Eternal life? I see. In that case, it is strange to bear a resemblance to Minamoto. The problem is that this is a work of fiction, whereas Minamoto is a real person. So are there actual people in reality known as vampires? In the appendix of these books, it introduced Vlad III, who is known as the prototype for the vampire Count Dracula. Vlad IV was the Grand Duke of Wallachia, also known as Vlad the Impaler. He ruled Wallachia 3 times and engaged in multiple wars against the Ottoman Empire, defending the territory of Romania. He is regarded as the national hero in the region. However, Vlad IV is also infamous in history for his cruel and ruthless methods of governance. There are historical records that show he employed brutal tactics against the enemies and prisoners. Among them, the most notorious method was impaling his enemies on sharp stakes. There is also a legend surrounding Vlad III, claiming that he had an abnormal faction with blood and would even bathe in the fresh blood of his enemies himself. So could this be the origin of Mandemon? I tried to delve deeper into the records, searching for concrete evidence of Vlad IV gaining power through blood consumption. However, I found no such accounts. Does it truly not exist, or has it been concealed? I found myself lost in contemplation. However, even if the former Vlad possesses such power, what connection does it have with present-day Japan? Speaking of which, how long ago did this happen? The Principality of Wallachia. Does it still exist? As I pondered this question, I noticed an unusual headlight flickering outside the library door. Dim crimson rays penetrated the library, casting their glow upon the shelves and walls. It seemed like there were whispers coming from outside. I tiptoed closer to the doorway, attempting to discern the content of those whispers. Just as I was making my way towards the door, someone tapped my shoulder. I turned around to find Amemiya standing there. Didn't the teacher announce a curfew starting tonight? Why are you still in the library? Yo, aren't you? I'm heading back to the dorm right away. You should go back too. Wait a moment. What exactly is Mandemon? Amemiya halted in their tracks. She squinted her eyes, seemingly hesitating. Do you want to know? The book mentioned the stories of Dracula and Vlad IV, but it's quite different from Mandemon I've encountered. You've encountered Mandemon? Her expression turned serious. She pulled out a chair and sat down. Mandemon, as it is known, is the embodiment of evil spirits. Are you familiar with the contest of the Kochiki? I'm familiar with it. Shall we start from the mythological era? The story of Izanami. You are familiar with it, aren't you? In mythology, she is Japanese goddess of creation, but she is also known as the great deity of Yomi. After the goddess Izanami was burned by fire, she was heartlessly abandoned by her husband Izanagi and became the impure deity of the underworld. In her agonizing resentment, Izanami vowed to kill 1,000 living beings every day and required the decease of her followers to fulfill her revenge. Mandemons are the servants created by Izanami, feeding on human blood and spreading plague and fear. Even after coming to the human realm, They retained their sensitivity to fire and sunlight as well as their fondness for human blood and decaying flesh, their affinity for death and darkness. Mandemon survive by consuming humans, as long as they drink blood and eat human flesh. If humans become tainted, they may also turn into Mandemons, so be careful, Satomi. Her words were so vague and ambiguous that I began to doubt their authenticity. And what she said, it's all from mythology, right? What's going on? I'm getting more and more confused. So that's all I have to say. She stood up. You should hurry back to the dormitory. Don't linger outside. I don't know why Amamiya was urging me so frantically to return to the dormitory. However, since the teacher has implemented curfew, I should probably abide by it. In conclusion, what exactly is Manamon? Pondering deeply, I made my way towards the direction of the dormitory. As I placed my hand on the doorknob of the dormitory, a momentary unease flashed through my mind. Today, right before my eyes, the other resident of this room, Tsunaga Keiji, died. What if he were to transform into a vengeful spirit and come looking for me? Forget it, I shouldn't dwell on such foolish thoughts. However, as the dormitory door swung open, to my astonishment, I discovered that there was someone inside. At first, I truly believed it was a ghost of Tsunaga Keiji, and I was taken aback. But as I regained my composure and looked again, I realized it was Tsunaga Tsugi standing there. Oh, the teacher. Her eyes were red, as if she had just been crying. Upon seeing me enter, she wiped her eyes and forced me a smile. Oh, it's you. I just wanted to come and see where Keiichi lives. Honestly, I've reminded him so many times, but I never expect to be this messy. Teacher, about Tsunaga-kun. I already know. Honestly, it rained so heavily today. Where could he have gone? Tomorrow, if possible, I want to go and look for him again. My heart sank. Tsugi seemed convinced that he was near the landslide site, and indeed he was, but now he had turned into a lifeless body. Is all this his collection? She gazed at the mechanical objects arranged on the table, which were Tsunaga Cage collection. He found all of these in the ruins. He really hasn't changed at all. When he was young, he was just like this, fond of scouting things in ruins. Actually, we are not blood siblings. I adopted him. To me, it's more like my son than a younger brother. He enjoys being with his classmates, so he's not very keen on spending time with me. However, this is also what they call the rebellious phase, right? She just picked up a mechanical part from the table, holding it in her palm as if it were a substitute for Sunaga. I wonder if he ever truly enjoyed his life at school. Teacher, please don't speak as if he's already gone. He must still be alive. Yes, you're right. She wiped away another tear. I apologize, Satomiko, for disturbing you so late at night. I'm sure I've relied on your kindness to take care of Keiji many times before. No, it's more like he's always been looking out for me. He's actually quite mischievous in private. Well, you should get some rest. I plan on looking for him again tomorrow. Yes, see you tomorrow. She gently closed the door. Just shortly after Miss Tsugi left, a sound could be heard from the window. I opened the window and the cawing of crows drifted in from outside. I knew it was her. A pitch black figure gracefully leaped in from the window. Hey, an intriguing woman playing house in a place like this. She immediately sat on my bed. What do you mean? That woman's performance was nothing but acting. I could see through that level of acting at a glance. Suddenly I felt uneasy. If what Minamoto said was true, then I had been completely deceived by Miss Tsugi. Even if those tears were fake, I couldn't believe in anything true in this world anymore. Minamoto is a monster. She doesn't understand human emotions at all. I cannot tell her to kill Miss Tsugi. Would you kill Tsugi? Huh? If necessary, I would. She yawned, seemingly indifferent. I'm increasingly perplexed by her criteria for killing. What's your intention for appearing now? Huh? I intend to sleep. Huh? She turned around and straightened the bedding. I will sleep here tonight. Is that so? What's the matter? As a servant, you have a bed to sleep in. Are you suggesting I sleep outside? It's not because of that. Hearing her say that, I felt a bit awkward. If she sleeps in my spot, then I'll have to sleep in Tsunaga's Keiji's spot. That way, I'm sure to have nightmares. Sit next. Oh, what? You cannot do that? Probably because I say that I wouldn't kill anymore. Probably. I cannot do this. I wonder. I'll just sleep on the floor. Seeing me lay the bedding on the floor, Minamoto seemed a bit puzzled, but probably too late to ask further. I wonder if it's because I say that wouldn't kill more or what. It's hard to understand when it's locked, if it's a choice that I made or if it's on purpose. I wonder. I opened my eyes and sunlight streamed through the window, casting gentle beams of light on the ceiling. The bed was empty. Minamoto had already left. Faint voice of students talking could be heard in the corridor. I quickly got dressed and intended to go and see what was happening. Just as I reached the corridor, I bumped into Kobayashi head on. He looked disheveled, as if he had just woken up. Good morning. It seems like a beautiful day today. I finally cleared up. Why is everyone in the corridor? Huh? Did you forget already? If it's not raining, we have to go to the playground for radio calisthenics. Oh, I see. I glanced out the window and the morning sun was refreshingly pleasant. The warm sunlight pierced through the clouds and sprinkled down, illuminating the entire campus. I felt in good spirits. Although the thing was not yet complete, today's weather gave me the confidence to find a solution. Suddenly Kobayashi sniffed the air. By the way, have you smelled it? Smelled what? It seems there's a pungent odor. Now that you mention it, it's a smell of blood, or is it? Forget it, let's go to the playground. I followed the other classmates and arrived at the playground. The raindrops on the grass shimmered with a sparkling light under the sunlight, giving a refreshing feeling. I have a feeling that today's landslide cleanup will go smoothly as well. Kobayashi stretched lazily. Yeah. Do you still remember how to do the radio calisthenics? I'm not sure. Okay, just follow my lead. I'm the class leader of calisthenics after all. Kobayashi wore a proud expression and began to do stretching exercise. Whoa. As I look at the campus under the sky, I recall Miss Tsugi's words. Come on, smile. There must be plenty of joyful things happening at school, right? Yeah, Miss Tsugi was right. Maybe school really is a joyful place. In this way, forgetting about the troubles, it won't be bad to fully enjoy campus life. A scream shattered my reverie. What's happening? No, please. What else is about to happen? It's coming from the drinking fountain. The hope I had just ignited. Please don't extinguish it so easily. I followed Kobayashi and walked towards the drinking fountain. As I approached, I quickly caught a strong scent of blood in the air. How tragic. Why would someone do such a thing? The surrounding students saw, but their cries and sobs echoing in the air. This atmosphere tied my heart, and a chilling unease rose from my spine. What exactly did they see? I made my way through the weeping students. As I approached the water fountain, I felt an involuntary weakness in my legs. I wanted to step back, but I also felt the need to see what had happened. I continued walking forward, desperately suppressing the urge to vomit. As I took the final step, a gruesome sight unfolded before my eyes. Tsunaga Tsugi lying in a pool of blood next to the water fountain against the wall. Tsunaga Tsugi's face was pale, her eyes half closed, as if she had experienced immense pain before her death. The once bright pupils had lost their radiance, becoming empty and hollow. Her heart had been pierced by an object, leaving behind a black hole-like cavity. A wave of nausea overwhelmed me, my chest tightening. Her heart had been impaled by something. This Minamoto's method of killing. Did Minamoto actually go through with it? Wasn't she interested in Tsunaga Tsugi? Could it be that Minamoto deceived me? I feel deeply guilty for not being able to stop Minamoto. Tsunaga Tsugi is innocent. No, I should say that everyone is innocent except for Sakaguchi. No one should have died. Tears slide down my cheeks. This cruel sight sent shivers down my spine. Minamoto. It must have been her. Wait a minute. I noticed something peculiar about the distribution of blood on the wall behind her. Something soft. I moved Tsunaga's body, Tsunaga Tsugi's body aside to carefully examine the bloodstains on the wall. Hey, what are you doing? Despite Kobayashi's attempt to stop me, I ignored him. I must confirm the source of this peculiar feeling. Indeed, it is quite strange. Can natural blood splatter form such peculiar shapes? Rather than natural splat, it seems more like it was painted on. I prop up my shin. What's going on? What is this sense of discordance? I can't shake the feeling that I've overlooked something important. What could it possibly be? It felt as if something in my memory was about to emerge. At that moment, a voice echoed from behind me. Everyone, return to the school building. Study in your classrooms. All classes from today are cancelled, and no one is allowed to leave school premises. In a powerful voice brought a sense of calmness to the surrounding students. He probably didn't want students to witness such a scene. I saw Inoue face filled with sadness as he gazed at Tsunaga's lifeless body. Student council members stayed behind and helped me handle the situation. I was pulled up by the other students. It seemed that there was no way to obtain further clues. I could only live here with the other students. I looked up and noticed that dark clouds had once again covered the sky. The refreshing morning sun seemed like a fleeting moment, quickly swallowed by darkness. Was it Minamoto's doing? I had to find Minamoto to confirm this matter. I found myself in the third corridor and I opened the window at the end. As I gazed up the sky, I heard the sound of birds flapping their wings. Soon, Minamoto appeared before me. What troubles you, servant? Did you call for me? Was it you who did this? What, are you referring to the little commotions now? Yes, it was me. So what? Just as I suspect, it was Minamoto. Why did you have to kill her? Ha, what's this? Just a joke? And you actually believed it? I didn't kill that woman, of course. I wouldn't mind killing her either, but I didn't do it. It wasn't you then? I raised an eyebrow. The situation became even more mysterious. The first victim was Mr. Kisaragi Takumi. I used to believe that Sakaguchi was the culprit behind Kisaragi's murder. Although I had no evidence, Sakaguchi had killed Horiko, making him the prime suspect. But now, Sakaguchi is already dead, yet the killings continue. Wasn't you who did it? What? How amusing. Do I really need to lie to you? Indeed, killing is not something she feels the need to conceal. This means that besides Minamoto, there is another murderer in this school. Perhaps the other murderer is also Mandemon. I felt my brain spinning at a rapid pace. It's truly unbearable to watch through your foolishness. Is that so? Apparently the way I look when I'm deep in thought is like this to others. As the sound of birds flapping their wings filled the air, Minamoto laughed once again. The surroundings returned to tranquility, just perfect for contemplation. Why was Tsunagatsu killed? The motive of the criminal. The truth. Tsunagatsu must have possessed some secret. The culprit had no choice but to eliminate her. Right, come to think of it, I thought of something. Miss Sui took the mechanical parts that Kay had left on the table. Could it be that those parts are actually important? The culprit resorted to murder to prevent the parts from falling into Miss Sugi's hands. Regardless of the circumstance, I believe Tsunagatsu is far from more complex than she appears. There's some kind of secret about her. At that moment I felt someone watching me from around the corner. Who is it? It's me. Realized that I had not seen him, Kobayashi slowly emerged. The teacher's calling you over. Is it Miss Ione? Yes. What's going on? Why are they calling me over? Could it be that the teachers suspect me? At that moment I noticed that Kobayashi was also staring at me. Everyone is in a state of panic right now. Yes, another teacher has died. It's not just because of that. That guy, seems to have given up on clearing the landslide. Our food supplies will only last until the end of summer, and without any rescue before then. We can gather wild fruit from the mountains or hunt. There must be a way. Just eating wild fruits won't satisfy our hunger. How can we hunt if we are not full? And we don't have any weapons or anything like that. It never rains, but it pours. I have this feeling that the order is slowly crumbling. There's a strange atmosphere among the students. Order crumbling? This is a situation I never encountered since I joined this school. Everyone always thought we could graduate smoothly, even thought graduation doesn't necessarily mean something good. If the food runs out and the teachers keep dying, well, I've delivered the match. I'll go back to the classroom now. Kobayashi left. Shazal was contemplating whether or not to go to the teacher's office. A familiar melody echoed from the second floor. De Riotre. Probably his return, I don't know. As if someone summoning someone. Whenever significant events occur, the same melody always plays, creating an atmosphere that feels rather unusual. What? I cannot go. Ah my god. Perhaps it's Kaki Tsubata playing. I guess this time is for mourning the tragic death of Miss Sunak. I decided to ignore that forms and head to the teacher's office. Like, I don't know, like, is there something that I'm choosing that is locking certain paths that I'm doing? I opened the door to the classroom office. Things is touch and go. I know I stood by the window. We can no longer allow the situation to deteriorate. He held a tulip in his hand, his gaze falling outside the window. The order at Renkai Academy has been painstakingly maintained through the joint efforts of teachers and students. However, now we are faced with a series of horrifying and bloody incidents. The situation has escalated to this point, teacher. It would be wise to swiftly come up with a solution, don't you think? To my surprise, Utsugi, the monitor, was also in the room. She held a bowl of tea and sat solemnly on one side of the sofa. Huh? Hello, Shigeoki. For some reason, the monitor suddenly changed the way she addressed me. I will now form a countermeasure committee to address this matter. A countermeasures committee? Are there not enough members in the student council's discipline committee? That won't work. There's a mole in there, and I don't want the plan to be leaked to the murderer. Murderer? Have you already figured out who is behind the recent murder case? Otsugi's sharp gaze turned towards me. Ah, of course. She took a sip of tea and delicately placed the teacup back on the saucer. Could it be that Minamoto's actions have already been discovered? But I have nothing to do with the murders of the other two teachers. Instinctively, I began searching for an escape route. At that moment, whether intentional or unintentional, Inoue blocked the door. Sit, said Tommy. Okay. I was forcefully pushed down onto the sofa. Goodness, I almost overlooked it. Otsugi's gaze suddenly sharpened, piercing directly into me. What should I do? Save me, Minamoto. I couldn't help but close my eyes, feeling on the verge of tears. Just when I thought I was about to say my name. Amemiya Kaketsubata. The culprit is this person. Huh? What is that? That's not my name. I let out a sigh of relief. However, this also left me with more doubts. This is Ayama's investigation result. Amemiya Kakitsubata, usually a very low profile student, but that's just her facade. In reality, she's a key member of the secret student organization. Secret student organization? What kind of secret student organization? Their means involve killing teachers with the goal of establishing a new order on campus. Huh? Hmm. That's a rather simplistic understanding, but perhaps it's easier for Shigeaki to grasp. This secret organization, composed of students, is the root cause of the deteriorating situation. Yes, they are the crux of all the problems. Uh, yeah. In any case, it seems that the things I've done have not been exposed, which is truly fortunate. At first, I was afraid they would mistake me for the culprit behind the killings of the teachers. Thankfully, things did not unfold that way. I saw the secret organization, I couldn't care less. Teacher, why did you call me here? You'll become a member of the countermeasure committee, serving as my assistant. Huh? Why? I am believes that you are a trustworthy person. Am I a trustworthy person? I turn to Ayam and she is looking at me with warm eyes. Is this how she sees me, with such expectations? Accept. Fear not, leave it to me. I will accompany you in eradicating this secret organization completely. Upon hearing my words, Utsugi warmly tightened his grip on my hand. Utsugi, monitor. Just call me Ayam. Well then, time is of the essence. Let's start the special operation now. Hold on. It's just two of us as members? Our mission is solely focused on eliminating Amemiya Kaketsubata. The others have their own tasks, and we only need to concentrate on taking down this one person. Elimination? I am face darkens upon hearing these words. Our priority is to subdue the target. If that's not possible, then we will kill her. Kill her? Murder? If the situation becomes extremely urgent, we have no choice but to do so. And let's not forget to start at this. We are just defending ourselves. I fell silent. I know I'm not that close with Amemiya, but am I capable of doing this? And what if they have yappers or something? What do we do then? At that moment I heard a heavy metallic collision coming from the table. This this is Are you reassured now? In a way, words were like a whisper from a demon. Is it really necessary to go this far? As I look at this chilling reflection of the gun, I couldn't help but feel a sense of fear, and my heart started racing. Why does a teacher at the school have a handgun? Is it because it's a time of war? Just then, Yone picked up the handgun again and handed it to Ayam. It's up to you to keep it safe. Ayam expressed turned solemn as she nodded and accepted the gun. I will do my best not to use it unless absolutely necessary. Let's go. I stood up with Ayam and left the oppressive room. My palms are already soaked with sweat. Following Ayam, we arrive at an empty classroom to make our final preparations. Are you nervous? Ayam, how can you remain so calm? She squinted her eyes, as if reminiscing about the past. I've experienced something similar at my previous school. The students gathered together to assist the teachers, occupying a building and transforming it into a makeshift fortress. What happened in the end? In the end, something really extreme happened. I'll rather not recall it. I'm sorry. So this time I won't make the same mistake again. She tightened her grip on the gun in her hand. I will definitely protect everyone. For the sake of everyone, there's no other choice. What's your plan? I need you to lure Kitsubata out. Me? Why? Their organization is interested in you because you were able to take down Sakaguchi alone. You also know that Sakaguchi Devs is connected to me? Yes, of course I know. She paused. And of course I know about Tsunaga Keiichi as well. So she knows everything, it seems. Then why? She fell silent. Don't worry, none of it is Shigeoiki's fault. But do you feel guilty? Of course I do. Forget about those things, they are just trivial matters. Trivial matters? Why is Tsunaga Keiichi death considered trivial? If a student's death is considered trivial, then who exactly is she trying to protect when she talks about protecting everyone? Furthermore, if she knows that Tsunaga's death is connected to me, does she also know about Minamoto's situation? The pile of things I want to know is growing as tall as a mountain. Don't let those things affect our plans. Let's not consider it for now. Kakitsubat is responsible for the execution part of the organization plans, so she should know more information than others. If possible, I would like to extract information about everyone else from her. Our actions should avoid involving other classmates as much as possible, so let's choose the Back Mountain. How should I lure her out? Write a letter to her and leave a match, sticking it in a place she usually frequents. Yes, the music room. Stick the match near there so she can see it. I am squinted her eyes and looked up at the ceiling. I will help you write the match, you just need to stick it nearby. After you go to the back mountain, I will hide in a nearby bush. If Kakitsubata appears, I will take action. Are you sure about this plan? Don't worry, we got this. I glance at the gun in her hand. I really hope it doesn't come to that unless absolutely necessary. I never expect things to turn out like this. It is all in the name of upholding the existing order, for the sake of everyone. Jesus. I fixed a note to the piano in the music room and made my way back to the mountain. Back mountain was adorned with a vast cemetery. I stood in the center of the cemetery awaiting the arrival of Kaktsubata. I am hidden in the nearby thicket of grass. As for Minamoto, perhaps she was too observing me from some corner. I positioned myself on a slightly elevated spot, allowing me a clear view of the surrounding below. If Kakitsubata were to come with others, I would spot them at a glance. The practical seal here is not easily discernible. Of course, this was Ayam's idea. The ethereal glow of the setting sun gradually faded, leaving behind a crimson silhouette in the sky. The grass and trees amidst the mountains were shrouded in darkness, their leaves swaying and silently drifting down. The evening sun cast its rays upon the tombstones, illuminating the now blurred inscriptions above. The tombstones seemed to connect the past and the future, standing on the leaf-strewn grass. Then, in that scene composed of the tombstone and the red glow, a delicate figure emerged. It was Amemiya Kakitsubata, who had come alone, her head slightly lowered and eyes revealing a hint of sorrow. She wore a worn-out school sailor uniform, revealing a hint of the color of her skin underneath, like a flower blooming under the evening sun. She also noticed me. Why did you have to tell such a lie, huh? Kakitsubata held the note I had written for her in her hand. You say you found a weapon to confront Mandemon, and killing Sakaguchi alone will be the proof. I caught sight of her pulling something out of her bag. It was a knife that reflected a cold gleam. That must be the weapon used to kill Tsunaga Tsugi. We have a reason to believe that you killed Sakaguchi. You probably didn't know about it, did you? Or perhaps Shigeki. Have you become one of them? I swallowed hard, my breath quickening. When did it start, Shigeki? I didn't know how to answer her question. When I passed the note, I only briefly glanced at its contents, and I hadn't prepared a response for being questioned. I didn't want this either. A rustling sound came from behind the bush. I am immersed. She raised a handgun and aimed it at Kakitsubata. Hands up. The lingering rays of the setting sun illuminate I am and the gun in her hand, creating a scene that was both beautiful and chilling. I was taken aback, surprised that she had taken out the gun right from the start. Was it because she saw Kakitsubata's knife? Put down your weapon and I won't harm you. Kakitsubata's expression remained cold and resolute as she turned towards me and spoke calmly. Don't be fooled by this woman, Satomi. This woman is Mandemon. She's no longer human. You are still human. You should stand on our side. What? Are you resorting to this? Kakitsubata's gaze shifted towards the gun. Bring it on. She released her arms, as if prepared to embrace the arrival of death. I am seemed to have some doubts and took a step back. Kakitsubata did not let this brief hesitation pass and set through the knife. The knife passed by me, leaving behind the sound of the air being sliced. I heard I am groaned from behind me and turned my head to see the knife lodged in her right shoulder. Not far away, Amemiya Kakitsubata lifted her head slightly, her eyes deep and solemn as she stared in Ayama's direction. That knife is laced with a paralyzing toxin. Kakitsubata looked at me. Will you give up resisting too? Otherwise you'll end up like her. Don't listen to her. Goddamn, what the fuck are these kids? They know how to throw fucking kunais, they put toxins into kunais, they know how to fire guns. Of course she knows because of what happened on the previous school, but she, like, goddamn. I gazed at Diane, observing her arms stiff and deformed, yet it didn't hinder her from picking up her gun. Slowly the barrel of the gun pointed towards Kakitsubata. Accompanied by her heavy breaths, Diane pulled the trigger. The bullet sliced through the air, piercing Kakitsubata's left shoulder, creating a ripple of blood. Kakitsubata merely followed her brow, her expression devoid of any fear, as she retrieved another knife from her bag with her left hand. Slowly discarding the bag, she raised the knife and charged towards Ayam with lightning speed. Stay back! Probably they both died at this point. Sheesh. Yep. They killed themselves. Oh my fucking god. Ayama and Katsubata both collapsed to the ground simultaneously. Katsubata's wound was not more severe, and as she continued to spat out fresh blood, staining her already tattered clothes crimson. Ayam pulled out the knife embedded in her right shoulder, biting her lip in determination. However, perhaps due to the effect of the neurotoxin, Ayam collapsed to the ground once again. At that moment, I noticed Katsubata's hand moving slowly. How could it be? Even in this state, does she still possess the will to fight? Shigeki, kill her! Ayam urgently shouted at me. Kakitsubata, while spewing blood from her mouth, seemed to be saying something, but it was becoming increasingly difficult to make out her words. I picked the gun that I found to the ground. Act quickly. Just then, the sound of floating wings filled the air as Minamoto appeared. Humans surely are fascinating creatures. Minamoto placed both hands on my shoulders. What's the matter? Are you hesitating on which side to help? Let me teach you to eliminate them both. They are both too exceptional, and sooner or later will become obstacles in my path. Sir, but now kill them both. I felt the weight of the gun in my hand, my breath becoming increasingly rapid. Ayam stared at me with wide eyes, while Katsubata weakly turned her gaze towards me. The time has come to make the final decision. I must make a choice. Well, I cannot kill both. Doesn't work. Like, what? I still don't know why you can't, like, it has to be a choice. It has to be something that I did that doesn't work this. Well, I'm gonna kill this one. Like, you shouldn't have shot. Fuck you. I believe in Kitsubata's words. If I am, is indeed Mandemon. I pressed the gun against Ayam's head. Ayam looked at me, her face filled with astonishment. Satom, are you sure you want to do this? I furrowed my brow. Yes, I'm sorry, but it is for the sake of all humanity. I have no choice but to do this. I'm truly sorry. I felt tears welling up in my eyes. You, it's really. You could not know anything, do you? Forget it. This was within my expectations. Even thought it will hurt a little. She closed her eyes, expression returning to calmness. In that fleeting moment, I suppressed the intense trembling of my hand and pulled the trigger. The bullet hit Am's head that instant, and a gush of blood suddenly surged, staining the surrounding ground red. I set the gun down and embraced Katsubata. I'm sorry. As I held Katsubata in my arms, I was astonished to find that she no longer had any breath. Her body was limp and feeble, like a plant deprived of water. How could this happen? Was I too late? If only I had spent more time with Katsubata earlier, perhaps this wouldn't have happened. True, but I couldn't go to the piano. Because probably a choice didn't let me go to the piano. But it's weird because I went there 2 times. And then the third time it didn't work. Which is very weird. Why the hell? What was the the thing that made that path locked, you know? Since I went 2 times there, I went to the library and she was there, so it's like, what was the choice that made impossible? Well, don't dwell on sadness. The human body is inherently fragile. The conflict between the teacher and students in this school is irreconcilable now. I intend to relocate and hide in another place, and I want you to come with me. Thankfully, Minamoto was still here. I looked at her and nodded. It is at this very moment, from not far away, a series of gunshots rang out. The gunshots were unusually loud, each one hitting Minamoto's body. Unable to withstand the tremendous impact, Minamoto lost her balance and fell to the ground. Her blood flowed profusely, mingling with the released black liquid, staining the surrounding ground. I looked towards the source of the gunshots in a state of panic. You couldn't do nothing to this guy! It was a middle-aged man wearing a white lab coat with silver hair, holding a rifle in his hand, the barrel still smoking. I came here because I was worried, and it turns out the worst has happened. I was so frightened that I collapsed on the ground. How could this happen? Even someone like Minamoto. I lifted my head and looked at the man. Poor I am, she trusts you so much. You for now calm down and collect yourself. After saying that, he forcefully struck the back of my hand with the rifle butt. A sharp pain instantly spread throughout my entire brain, then I lost consciousness. The sound of dripping water came from somewhere, its echoes reaching my ears. My consciousness returned. Where am I? How much time has passed since then? I looked around and through the cracks in the walls. I saw that I was lying in a pitch black small room. The windows were covered in spider webs and dust, while the wooden boards on the walls had begun to rot. The floor was marked with various sized water stains. Hey there, human. You are awake? Didn't you got shot by the gun? Minamoto was lying across from me at that moment. Hey, don't underestimate my resilience. Just as I tried to stand up, I realized that my legs were powerless. It was then that I noticed that both my hands and feet were bound by iron chains. Don't waste your energy. Where is this place? I reckon it's a prison, and it won't be long before they execute us. Huh? Of course it could regain my full strength, escaping from here will be a piece of cake. But I'm just so hungry right now, so I can't escape, I'm starving. Hearing her say that, I suddenly felt a bit scared. Is she going to eat me? Don't worry, I won't devour you, because you are my servant. After saying that, she gazed at the dilapidated ceiling. The last time I was treated like this was 100 years ago. But even if I were to be executed, I won't truly die, for my consciousness is eternal. I will continue to reincarnate in this world, until the very destruction of the universe itself. That was to say, she will never die? Huh, how amusing. How could there be a life that never dies? Perhaps it's just their nonsensical ramblings, but I really don't want to die. I don't want to die. I'm afraid. Pitiful humans, savor this sense of existing dread. Hey human, yes? Come closer. What are you doing? Come here, I already say I want to eat you. I struggled to move close to her. She leaned on me all of a sudden. What are you doing? Just like this, just like this. I suddenly realized it. Minamoto, perhaps she also felt afraid. We remained like this, relying on each other. The sun rose and set, and I lost track how much time had passed. I no longer counted the hours. Eventually, even the sensation of hunger faded away, and I merely existed in a numb state. However, just the thought of Minamoto being by my side gives me the strength to endure a little longer. And then, after who knows how long, one day, wake up, someone is here. I was wakened by Minamoto shaking. There was a sound coming from the outside door. It seemed like our execution day was arrived. The window was open from the outside, revealing a pair of wary eyes. Satomi. A weather male voice came from his outside. I shifted my body slightly and the iron chains made a clingier sound, proving to him that I was still alive. You have been locked in here for a whole month. Have you repented? Repent? The matter of the attack on Am. Is that what you are referring to? I truly repented. Please don't take offense. We don't really want to keep you locked forever. We just wanted to ensure that you were weak enough and lost your aggression. The food supplies are running low and won't sustain us until summer. The most troublesome part is that the road has been blocked by boulders, rendering this stronghold useless. Everyone is prepared to move to another stronghold. After discussing it, we decided to bring you along. It is our principle to take care of each other among our kind. Then, with the crisp sound of metal gate, the door slowly opened. I couldn't bear the intense sunlight outside, so I squinted my eyes. come out. By the way, my name is Kisaragi Takumi, in case you didn't know. Kisaragi Takumi. My mind busted for a moment. It seemed like a name I heard somewhere before. Where was it exactly? I couldn't remember. Oh well, let it be. I followed Kisaragi Takumi into the corridor. For some reason, for the once neat and tidy corridor was now in complete disarray. There were scattered bloodstains on the walls and broken wood fragments littered the floor, having snapped off from the walls, door frames, and railings. The glass windows were cracked with shards of glass scattered on the ground. I looked through the window at the sky, which was gloomy grey, and in the distance black smoke rose. It was eerily quiet here, devoid of any trace of the students. Where have all the students gone? Upon hearing my words, a shadow of gloom passed over Kisaragi's face. It's better if you don't know. They can't all be dead, can't they? Can they? Minamoto said easily. She was already weakened to the extreme and bound by iron chains, unable to unleash her monstrous power. Kisaragi paid no attention to Minamoto and continued walking forward, and we had no choice but to follow. A light drizzle fell on the playground, the air filled with a pungent sound. Never thought we'd end up in this predicament. Minamoto hobbled along behind us, looking extremely disheveled. I lifted my gaze towards the sky. Dark clouds loomed, obscuring the rays of sunlight. The withered tree branch swayed in the wind, emitting a hissing sound. Black smoke rose from beside the incinerator. What kind of smoke was it? Burning what? Gazing at the dispersing black smoke, an indescribable sadness welled up within me. I looked around and noticed that the teachers had already gathered together. To my surprise, Tsunaga Tsugi and I were also among them. Tsugi awkwardly smiled at me. They were supposed to be dead. I on the other hand, looked at me with a face full of resentment. How could this be? I felt a whirlwind of confusion. What on earth happened? Could it be that my memory has faltered, or have I been mistaken from the beginning? At this point, I can't make sense of anything anymore. Ayami is slowly approaching me. Hey Satomi. Yes? May I ask you something? Human, do not listen. Although I covered my ears, Ayami's voice still reached me. Who is Minamoto? Who is Minamoto? Minamoto is me. What? Wait. Uh, what? Minamoto is us? What? I'm confused. Now I got confused. First of all, I am and that teacher were alive. They didn't die. And then I am says, who is Minamoto? And Minamoto was saying, don't listen to her. And then we say, Minamoto is me. So we were Minamoto all the time? So we were the ones that were killing? We were a Mandemon? That's why you were always saying there was a Mandemon in the building, in school, that was us? Now I got confused. I got confused by that ending, like... So, like, that's why he had the amnesia, because of him... he didn't... So, probably it's like this. He didn't remember nothing, he had amnesia, because he transformed into a Mandemon? But they say it was something that happened again. Him losing the... having amnesia. But it looks like we were a Mandemon. We were Minamoto. So, what about the other girl? The Kikatsubata? Did she die? What about the other two dudes? Did they die? It's like, I'm a little bit confused. Because, like, if I am and that teacher didn't die, it's like, are they Mandemons? Is that why they didn't die? I'm too confused about that. But at the same time, like the game is interesting, the story is interesting. There's the choice. They matter a lot. It's not that they like it's like a lot of choices. Sometimes it's like you. It's like where you want to go. If you want to say something else, things like that. But it looks like they lock out paths. But I don't know in certain place white locked when when I chose it to go to that direction. Why it did lock it after a path. So, but the art style of the character is pretty good. Certain parts like the design is well done. So pretty good game. Pretty good visual novel. And of course, there is different endings that you can try by choosing something different and see what will happen. But of course, at some time, I don't want to spoil other endings like that. It will suck for the developer, of course. But yeah, if you like visual novels with mystery behind, I'll recommend this game. It's pretty cheap, 2 euros and 40 cents if I'm not mistaken. So I'll recommend to buy if you like visual novels with choice, with mystery, and with different endings that you can get depending on what you choose. So yeah, if you like what you saw, you can buy it on Steam. It's already available, and it's pretty cheap. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.